the sign on either way. Every day we got more down. We're gonna an evil and go for the crown. Yeah, pour that innocent spark the J. Time for DJing. I was the rake trays. Just that time again. Yo, it's that time again. Better flip the switch. Everybody scratching at the extra trade itch. Pour the Guinness, grind the tree. Always on live for all to see. Split the G and light the J. Come with rate, let him show you the way. DJ now was all by the book.
All right, everybody. What's up? What's up? Jonas, how's it going, man? How we doing? All right. Taking a little 5-point stopperoo at the top here, seeing if they ran out of steam at the worst possible spot. Maybe start dipping back down and doing the old range game. This is a really retarded trade, so I don't advise anybody chases this one. This is purely a boredom, do it for the streamer trade here, so we'll see what we get. Nothing too crazy. And here we are. What's up, Hellboy? Christoph, Cole, Miggy, Papa Giorgio. Old man, yes indeed. Got the old white beard on here today. Can't avoid it. But, man, there's something. I think running Bookmap is just like super intensive on my old Mac here. Because it sounds like a rocket ship's going to take off, and I don't think it should. I am on the struggle bus today, guys. I slept like ass. I woke up late. Kids were busy. Work is crazy today. I think coming down off the high. Such a great trading week so far. Good day. It was very risk off today. Took one nice short. Got a nice SPX put in the money. And now I'm just kind of farting around. Need $50 to pass, Cole said. Well, good luck to you, sir. Isn't the better short the higher than here? This is just spec. This is literally just like a let's see if the buying ran out of steam. That's like, you know. But yeah, the odds are that we actually continue moving higher. I think that we're probably basing to get this next leg up. Honestly, I'll just do break even because, like, what is the point of this trade? It's so stupid. Highly, highly speculative. It's just not a good trade. Again, like, the best thing was the short that I took earlier. I got in on SPX. I got in the money. I kind of watched it dance around about 10 points in the money, and then it failed. And my concern was the post-London close short cover rally. If you guys are in the Discord, you probably saw me kind of warn about that exact behavior. And here we are. So this is like, we're to the point now where the straddle's coming down. We've made this move. We're back up at the top. Any selling that comes from here is going to have to like really put their foot on the throat of the bulls here and drop it through the floor. And I don't think that's the case. I think we've got so much vol crush going on here. The obvious move is if we weren't able to like extend when we were actually close to where things were getting delicate. That kind of a vol crush sent us back to the top, and if we do anything, we're likely to just kind of keep on popping. So I'm yeah, this is just kind of a like, oh, maybe they run out of steam, and the shape of everything above us is making it so. I wish I knew what the fuck was going on with this mouse. Hold on a second, guys. MX Master 3 is disappointing me today. Something is not jiving, so I am struggling to move around my device here. Yeah, earlier that short was way more attractive, right? The positioning was different. What the fuck is going on with this thing, dude? How are you supposed to move him? There we go. Jesus. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I should have done the old IT trick. I think it was just a little dusty or something, so the laser was covered up. Anyway, the short was way more attractive earlier today. The positioning was more conducive to it. Now that we kind of have that time angle, the only thing I was thinking was, what if we don't have enough to kind of get over this little hump, right? Because the decay shape is still kind of saying, well, it's probably bored more down here. And if you get back under this strike again around the 73.95 SPX area, then you can kind of cascade back on down. So it's hard not to want to have some risk onto the downside. So I just threw something on for the stream just to be like, well, what if we don't get over here? But again, I think, where's the impetus, right? If you don't have any active selling to make that happen, the odds of like a strong bid coming in here are probably, yeah, let's just get stopped out. Bad trade. That's what we get. So, yeah, this is kind of where you start looking at, all right, absent the active selling, and we just kind of are now getting all of this passive support, right? We have to still consider the arrows going the other way. So if we get over this and we hold it, just like I said before, 7,400 was kind of the start of having this like temporary floor. If we get over this, we have to clear this hurdle. And if we do, then we kind of start shifting our focus to like, well, if we don't have a whole lot overhead, right? We know that 7,500 SPX is kind of the like the actual start of positive gamma, right? If we look at the gradient chart, we're just doing the best with what we can in the moment. So if the straddle price is kind of currently pricing in this big bar right here, it's active. We could get magnetized towards that as kind of our decay up path, right? That's the closest positive concentration to the upside, kind of in this 74, 30, 35-ish SPX area. So that correlates with 65, 60 on ES. That's kind of the natural drift up path. And even though we have this potential accelerant still to just spike vol once more, it wouldn't take much to fall through this floor. Someone's got to show up and push you there. And I just, today coming in, I just wasn't really convinced of this. It's just a very tricky profile, right? Because everything that happens is just mechanically going with whatever the prevailing flow is. So the whole range today coming in was a very just openly negative profile. So it just meant that like one thing happens and it gets a little momentum, that's going to dominate until it doesn't. And the second that momentum dissipates a little bit, it's going to go back the other way. It's just the potential for violence, especially in that early part of the day when we had a lot of participation, was there. But like, this is what I was thinking of, is this idea. If we get up in here, can we actually reject it and lose the support and start steamrolling the other way? You saw what happened when we covered this strike, right? Big bar. We kind of came right up here and now we're consolidating around this area. So the idea of shorting from this was like, well, what if we just run out of juice and we can't actually get over this kind of 74.50 spot? Then can we fall back down? It'd be easier to fall back down if you're already in this green position and you start dropping below, right? It's going to be harder to get through this one if you're falling from higher, because then that just becomes more of a passive support, depending on how far away you are from it and how much time you've spent over it. So yeah, I don't know. I just can't shake the feeling that there's this big risk on the day to just drop. So if we do it from here, I'll definitely be annoyed after we just exited that trade. But I actually might. I just can't make my mind up. Wanted to long the bottom during Globex. We had strong support. Waited for a pullback. Yeah, I get it. No, Bor, it's still negative. It's still very broadly negative. Like, positionally speaking, this is a very broadly negative area, right? So like, it only gets positive at the very extremes. So 72.50 on down, right? This whole thing is risk. But when you start looking at it in total, you kind of see that shape, right? If you get over some key strikes, everything below you is passively supporting you to a place, right? You can just see the shape But if you're not over something, you can kind of see this like middling balance area. It like where we are kind of points to that. So if we just start grinding and chopping to nowhere from here and sideways, it's the idea of like you'll probably get up to the closest magnet that you can. The risk is, what if somebody comes in and says fuck you, and then you fall through the floor? And that's, I just can't shake wanting to have something on here, guys, so I'm going to do it. Really probably dumb, but I'm just going to leave this sit for the stream, and if we get some acceleration, we get it, and if I get stopped out, who cares? Did I catch the last 30-minute mega dump? Yeah, man. Don't you guys like watch my Instagrams and stuff? Are you not in the Discord? I guess I'm not sure where you are, Randy, but if you were, like, yeah, I mean, that was a big trade. I made like 15 large on that short on 9 micros on MNQ. So I caught that whole end of day short from the top rope. So I did indeed catch the mega dump. And then we had a group class last night, which was great. I had some bad news for those folks today. The recording of that session did not save on Zoom, so I'm super salty, dude. Like, that was my best one yet, personally. That was my third one, and I felt like it was by far the best one as far as, like, what was presented and the way it was presented and some of the questions we answered on that group class. So I'm very salty that did not work out. So all of those people were invited to attend the weekend session, or just get a prior recording. So if you were tuning in and you were in the class last night and haven't checked your WAP message, just know that unfortunate event took place. I'm so salty about that. But I have some good news. I'm going to hint at something that I've kind of mentioned before. There's something I use that some of you also use that you may get a discount code for very soon. On top of all of our great prop firm partners who offer you code RAKE or RT, right, to get the best discounts on your favorite prop firm accounts to trade on their leverage, there is going to be an announcement in the near future of a new exciting thing for anyone who follows me and what we do here and how we trade. Wink, wink. I think you know what I'm talking about. So if you are an existing user of a certain service, make sure to keep your eyes peeled and you will be able to get a little bit of a deal on future subscriptions to that product. Maybe that's not too vague of a hint and it was too blunt, but I can't say it because it's not in writing yet, but it's basically happening. So, woohoo! Gamma Gang. Celebrate. All right. What's up, Naturally? Board Tusk, ZP. Want to catch up here in the chat. Speaking of salty, here came the dump, said CJ. I mean, it hasn't turned into anything yet. We're in this little band right here. This can easily rip right back up. The thing you got to think about here, guys, is it's whatever the momentum is. We can have these positions on the board. We can have this kind of small straddle. The nature of this positioning and this overall negative gamma environment means that, like, it can happen at the drop of a hat. It can take one big sell order or one big buy order and a bunch of people get squeezed the other direction and that momentum picks up and just starts cascading. The difference is we know we've got kind of like a pseudo ceiling up here that's pretty sizable by virtue of this. But these are also all reactive. If you get a strong enough push in that direction, right, like, it can really get going. So all of these people who tried to sell aggressively right here, what makes a bull flag, right? It's in an uptrend. All these people who tried shorting down here, all it takes is them getting squeezed, and you have these strikes up here that you get bought into, and it keeps going until you hit this ceiling. That's a decent range, right? What is that, 30 points, 25 points? That can happen so fast, like whiplash. So you just got to be careful about it. But code Mitch coming soon. I think it'll probably still be code like Rake or RT, but we'll see what the official verbiage is on that. I'm waiting for that to get shared, but it is exciting. So I'm happy to be able to share that with you guys when it comes. I don't be looking for discounts like that, Christoph. I wish it was that much, man. But something's better than nothing. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I think it's worth the money. I think any platform that you use that gives you this edge is hugely beneficial. I just think about all the people that had no idea yesterday was coming, or the potential for that rally to come that we kind of expected, right? Like, what happens when vol gets crushed in this environment? Up you go. But where does it run out of gas, and what happens when there's no structure below it, right? It's kind of like the idea is like when you're jumping on the trampoline. Just because you're high up in the air after that first bounce doesn't mean that you're not going to come right back down. If somebody doesn't set something underneath you once you get up that high, what's to stop you from falling back down? That was the whole impetus for yesterday's give back, right? You got to a point where it was way harder to expand higher, and any selling at all meant that the floor below you was way down there, right? It's like climbing a mountain and then somebody says, the mountain's now gone. You are going to fall until you find some ground again. And that's basically what happened yesterday. Somebody pushed us off the top of the cliff. We got all the way up there and there's nowhere to go higher. We were at the very top of it and somebody shoved you off the edge and you fell off the ledge until you hit the ground. And the ground, we like literally called it in the Discord. For all of you people that are here on YouTube, I'm happy you're here, right? Like, so happy you're here. But the potential for this to explode against me the other way is just, I don't really want to give this a full stop. I know that's stupid, but like, yeah, guys, I can't get on with the short here. It should have gone. If it was going to go, it's going to go. I feel like this is just going to rip the other way. I could be wrong. Maybe that was a dumb trade, but I just don't want to give anything back today. It's just been such a good week. This just feels like a squeezy move coming. Anyway, yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, if you're not in the Discord, like, it's one thing to talk about some of this stuff on stream when it's happening and give you a forecast into the afternoon, but like, I'm really proud of my output there and being able to put eyes on these things before they happen. And I think if you're in there, I can pull back yesterday. I can even pull up today. I think there is some real great information shared about like when I say things are mechanically happening, and we went over this in the group class last night, so not to spill too much secret sauce, but the whole thing is what makes this mechanical is that because something is provable and exists and is there and is real, there is an obligation for how that thing has to be traded. If it's there has to be a reaction. And what we are trading on is what is that strongest reaction? What is the probability of one thing happening versus the other, given what we know is true and provable? And on an exchange, it's on the record, right? You can't hide it. It's there, which means there's an obligation on the other side of it. And being able to understand that when we say mechanical, it's because that thing is happening. And it is happening in such a way that it is stronger than whatever else is out there, or it's influencing whatever that dominant flow is in that moment. Why did we rip from the low here? Why does volatility drop when we get this bid? Which one feeds into the other? Are we in an environment where that has room to go and keep going, right? If this actually drops because it can't get back over here and I was already in, I'm going to look like a capital B bitch. Let's just do this. Just so I can say I have it on and I don't have to have as much size, we'll just do this. We'll just throw some micros on so I can be a puss and have it not matter. There we go. Now I can just scratch that itch. Sorry, guys. But that is what makes these things mechanical, right? The same reason we got this nice big pop this morning and gave the entire move back and then kind of held the low had nothing to do with like, anything about yesterday, or a point of control, or volume, or what happened yesterday. Doesn't matter about today. If somebody transacted somewhere yesterday, it has no bearing on what happens today, right? Because somebody that bought there yesterday could say, well, I'm not buying again until it's way down here. So whatever activity they had on a volume profile yesterday fundamentally doesn't mean anything to me if it's not happening right now. So the whole benefit of this system, of this information and using this data is that somebody is sitting there and they are obligated to perform a function. They have to buy or sell futures when price gets to an area. That is how the market works. There is the and pop shops. There's the you and me. We're buying and selling calls and puts. Do you really think your 5 SPY calls do anything to the broader market when you place them? No, right? So the whole strength of this is if there's an entity out there who is, for example, taking the order from a major bank or firm when they say, I want to buy this amount of futures or this amount of, options on the index, somebody's got to be on the other side of it. And if they are doing that to the tune of billions of dollars of notional value, right, then we know what that influence is and what it informs for the next thing that has to happen, right? The snake starts eating its tail, so to speak. If I do one thing on the index with options, there is a direct and immediate response on the futures side. And that is how you get these kind of feedback loops where you sell off really aggressively, you set a new low, and then all of a sudden you rip to a new high a day. How do you go from a new low of day to a new high of day, all within the span of 15 minutes? It's a mechanical function. And in the right environment, that can happen. On another day, in another environment of positioning, if it's a positive gamma regime, that move gets blunted before it gets off the ground. It never breaks through half of the day's range, right? Because there's a structure keeping the lid on the day. On a day like today, came in, we knew we could get up to 7,500 SPX. We could go to 7,250 or lower on SPX. It's just a big range of whoever's dominating the momentum is going to win. So even right now, these positions mean only so much insofar as what happens when we get there. But if there's not a lot of active flow to overcome what these positions are passively telling you, then we're just going to be kind of listless. And whoever shows up with the bigger dick is the one who's going to win for those 10 minutes. So that's why today was kind of a hands-off day for me. I don't know how that got started off the Discord thing. I think it was just about like being able to share those mechanics in real time with people and keeping them out of bad trades or helping them hold their runners a little bit longer or beware of what happens when we get down here. Think about this methodically. As we get into the London close, which starts at 9:30 right here and closes at 10:30 right here, why do you think there's a risk of profit taking? If you want to look at yesterday as a day and say, wow, we sold off into the close, but we gapped up and then we trended up, and I know that there's a whole section of the market that's trying to exit for the day, what do I think they're going to do into their closing hour? Do I think they're going to keep bidding this up? Or do I think they might secure some profits, which might kind of lead to a sell? And we're in an environment where selling is going to really accelerate selling. Do I think it might be a good spot to take a short? And if the structure tells me it's also a good spot to take a short, I'm going to take one. And then what happens as you get to the close of that period? If those people aren't able to monetize puts that are way lower, what happens when you cover a short? You buy. What happens when you buy? Volatility comes off the surface. What happens when volatility comes off the surface? You get a mechanical bid. So why do you think we bid after the London close through this whole range? And why are we consolidating when we got to the only positive positions on the board into the afternoon? Mechanical responses. So if you think about these things, you go into each day, you think about time, you think about volatility, you think about response. What is the mechanical thing that's going to happen regardless? What is the only thing that could change that outcome? And then I watch for it. I either execute or I don't. So even here, the very thing I said, I think this is going to squeeze higher, but I want something on just in case it fails, right? I took this trade 3 times. That should have been my sign. Like, just don't have something on just to have it for a theory for the stream. So that's my bad. But thank God we switched to micros because I'd be pissed otherwise. So yeah. All over the place. This is what happens when I'm tired. I feel like every time I'm like extra tired, I get on these streams and I ramble and I don't make sense and I jump from one point to the other. Most of the time we stick to the story here. So I'm very sorry for anyone who's just joining for the first time. Normally we're way better about this. But yeah. What sort of chart is this? Asked Big Teflon. This is a representation of a platform that I use called VS3D. VS3D shows you the actual market maker net long or short positioning, and also has some data around gamma and some of the other Greeks behind options positions. And if we know how market makers hedge, basically the whole rant I just went on, we have an edge in understanding where to watch and what to watch for. So these bars represent how much or how little market makers are holding positions short or long. And then we just need to understand the relationship of that on price and futures, and how to trade around it. What does that infer about? Is price going to move quickly? Is it going to reject here? What happens if it rejects? Where does it go? All that kind of stuff. Woody said, I don't have Instagram or Discord, so this is my only exposure. Hey, and this one's free, just like those, except the Discord is paid to get those alerts and stuff. But I'm happy to have you here regardless. You know, I want to share this with people who aren't aware of it. Maybe they have seen it, but they don't really quite understand it. If we can get you down the path, it's a really, really strong edge, especially on days like yesterday where people complain about, you know, ass action or never trade FOMC. You just don't know what you're doing. And rather than make an excuse, you can actually have that layer of understanding and put another feather in your cap or tool in your toolkit, whatever you want to say. And if I can do that for free for an hour every day, I'm happy to point you in the right direction. The shorts are more attractive on the risk to reward compared to longs because of just like the overall negative environment, right? Like it's a lot easier to have something come, and then the asymmetry of risk is to get going through this whole range really quickly because there's not a really consistently strong support until way down here. The problem is now we're kind of stuck in no man's land where there's only so much time left in the day, right? Where's our end of day? Where's 3 o'clock? We're running a race. This is our finish line. We're a lot closer to this mountaintop than we are to this thing down here. So by just virtue of time now, no one's shown up to actually make this selling matter, and the ones that did are gone, right? The fact it happened in the London close kind of aligned with my thesis that the people who were pushing for that selling were people just trying to secure profit, right? They were trying to take their profit and get out of Dodge before the market closed. And once they got out, we just kind of got this, nobody was really actively selling. So anyone who was bidding us up got a little more help than they otherwise would have, right? We're in a regime where everything gets accelerated. So when we talk about if you're not under something, you're over it, where does it point you to? We just kind of keep climbing the ladder slowly. So if we climb this ladder, right, we're probably going to go up to this mountain peak here. And we probably won't go much further than that, right? Because if you don't have enough active juice to get over it, you're just going to get stuck there. Otherwise, if you fail at any one of these points, where does that arrow point you back to? We're just going to grind and chop around this kind of like general balance, right? You can just see it. If you're not up and over here, as long as you're over this one, you're probably eventually going to drift up to this. The wild card that's attractive is, I know I'm in this negative gamma environment. I know that if I get sold through this big strike right here, then I start doing this whole thing of like, well, what's going to stop me? And you just have to remember there's active participants in the market that are doing their thing. Right now, there's not a whole lot of anyone, but whoever is around keeps getting the help of bidding through these strikes. And everyone they bid through, they get a little extra momentum. A little volatility comes off and you know, up you go. Very mechanical. Teflon, I've been doing this for over 2 years, my dude. Just because social media finally catches on to something that has been there literally since options became a thing, doesn't mean it's a fad. It just means that you finally figured how to pull your head out of your ass. Not you specifically, I just mean like in general. People will literally do anything else but trade the facts. They will create something to represent something that's real and then try to sell it to you, right? Look no further than ICT. Nothing against anybody who trades it, but if you look at the key concepts of what they mention, a fair value gap to somebody else is going to say, well, I'm a volume profile trader and you're literally just drawing a box over here, and that's not actually the fair value gap. You just found a little bar chart area that you think represents this thing. And in theory, it sounds good, but when price gets there, you're still waiting on something else to tell you if it matters or not, right? And more often than not, when you get in trending markets, you are simply moving from where dealers are short to where they are net long, because they are so sizable that they are slowing price down. It doesn't mean price can't push through, but it is basically something that is fact, right? I said before, there's an obligation there. So when you want to know like the structure of the markets and why people worry about OPEX, Why do you think OPEX is everybody's worst nightmare for some reason, right? People complain about OPEX because the flows from OPEX and options expirations drive the fucking market, dude. It's not just the next fad. It's literally been the backbone of the market for the last how many years since options really became the dominant flow. Like, maybe you're not trying to be an asshole, but like I read that and it seems really funny now that like someone takes a negative attitude towards something that has literally been there, and the fact that there are people trying to create platforms to provide access to it. It costs over $10,000 a month to get access to the dealer tagged positioning. So everybody that's selling it is selling it at a cost because it costs a lot of money to get the publicly available data. Now, whether or not they're showing it to you in a way that is actually modeled correctly is another story. Anyone and their mom can build an AI slop platform that pulls in naive gex that you can literally do by sending a screenshot to Claude every morning. Go take a picture of your options chain. Here comes a squeeze, potentially. Go take a picture of your options chain, give it to Claude and say, give me a call wall, put wall, gamma flip, and high volatility trigger. Free. It is possible. You don't need shit. But somebody's going to build that platform and sell it to you like it is something. So to your point there, great. But if you want real valid information from people who know what they're doing, that's why I use VS3D. They're former market makers. They make sure the data that they are presenting to you is a valid thing. It is not some fluff data point that doesn't have any real validity. So here's that squeeze I was worried about. Why does a bull flag break the way it does? Well, it's catching momentum and acceleration from one dealer long area that's providing a cushion to another one that's providing resistance, and everything in between is accelerating that momentum. Volatility continues to drop as a mechanical response to the bid and the change of the delta in that position. But sure, it's just a fad, dude. I don't know. 2 years of talking about this, but yeah, it's a fad. Options aren't... Teflon, take the fucking stage, dude. What's the backbone of the market? Record-breaking options volumes. The tail wags the dog, but what's the backbone of the market, genius? JP Morgan has a huge collar position. How is it represented in the market, dipshit? What gets traded around? Why is there a hedge position with options? Holy fuck, this guy. What are options positions hedged with? There's no underlying in the index. I don't listen to the croissant. I do not. The guy's a crackpot. If you're purposely trying to troll, it's like, it's fine. Do your thing. But like, find a better way to do it. You just sound like a fucking moron. If you're an ICT dude, then I'd like 100% get it. Like, go off, dude. There's an algo. Sure. God, algo. Because he's a conspiracy theorist, Hungario. Whatever things he shares that are like potentially rooted in fact are undone by his like insane tinfoil hat stuff. I can't accept one and then ignore the other. It's just not, I can't do it. What are you then, Teflon? Are you an institutional quantitative data analysis? Let's hear it. Because sure, options flow doesn't have any impact in the market at all. Yeah, according to the croissant, he thinks that there's like some impending doom in the world, you know, because of whatever, like some really weird conspiracy theories. Look, and I'm sure you're a nice guy, but like it's just so annoying to speak so definitively on something that is like proven fact. It's not an opinion, it's fact. It's quantifiable. It is literally there. It is proven out in the data. How many more reports do you want? Options flow doesn't provide the backbone of the market. Okay. It did not always historically, but look at when it became a thing. Look at how the market changed when VIX became a thing. What do you think the feedback loop is that drives the market? Why do you think you have a rally coming out of the back of Liberation Day? Is it my responsibility, you fucking twat, to give you everything that I say when you have Google? You can literally go look at this. What are you on? You show up here, you stir the pot, and then I have to prove everything to you when you are offering nothing of your own. Get the fuck out of here, dude. What a fucking moron. Literally. Why do I try to argue in good faith, but you are just a fucking idiot. What a fucking moron. I'm sorry, guys. That should not waste your time with this dipshit coming in here. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but offer something up. What a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I'm already cranky coming into the day. I'm tired. But I am just a guy. I am just a guy who started getting this information, and then I turn around and I can call stuff like yesterday. I can catch the top, and I can catch 600 points. I can turn 9 micros into $15,000, but this guy shows up and says, oh, that's not rooted in anything. Just do me a fucking favor, dude. What a fucking idiot. I just cannot with that. Ugh. Killing me. Killing me. Killing me. Oh, I'm just so annoyed. Fucking A. So stupid. I'm really sorry. That just totally threw me off. I hate crashing out. I don't do it very often. I feel like everyone who's been here routinely knows that I don't really do that, but that just bad timing. ICT traders can genuinely be profitable, but what I've learned, I mean, here, I'm not trying to point at just ICT traders, but like a lot of the things that I see on social media is like, it's just such a circle jerk. Who's the best IFVG trader? And like, I don't really care about my social media. I do it to support what we're doing here. Sorry, let me get my dog out of here. Get your ass out here. Go. And like Lomeli trades ICT concepts, but he started trading it to simplify his price action strategies, is my understanding. So like, he's not one of these like weirdos who like, you know, worships at the feet of that weirdo ICT, because he's like a crackpot. He's like a fucking lunatic, right? So if you want to rebrand something, then go for it. But like when you actually look at the base of the strategy, it's price action. But all of these people on social media who are trying to sell you something that like it's the actual secret to the market, and oh, look at this, and if you don't, you're a donut. Like the whole, everything around it is so toxic. So I just can't support that. And most of the people that try to chat shit are because there's like this weird thing where former ICT traders are becoming order flow traders, and they're not actually order flow traders. They're not basing it on anything in reality. They're trying to sell you on the 5 different tools that they use. You don't need 5 different tools, number one. I don't even need Bookmap. I just have it. Like, so now that it's there, it's there. People that want to see it, they can see it. Jesus Christ. What a shit show that is. I can't even get myself back on track. My God. Do you think it will hold post squeeze or rotate back down? I mean, that's the rub, right? Did they blow their wad and now they can't actually keep it up? You know, time will tell, but I think you can kind of just already see there's this general consensus here that despite every move up, we're still in an overall negative gamma environment. All it takes is somebody to show up the other side that sells us through a strike, and then it just starts the ball rolling down the hill. So it's just really hard for me to think that, like, given the positioning, given that the straddle is still remaining elevated, I just don't know. I just can't get behind it. I like, everything in me wants to just take another short on this and hold it through the end of the day. And if I get stopped, I get stopped. It's just so much convexity to the downside. I don't know, but I just can't get there. It's like, if something's pushing this hard in this environment, this high, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight it. It just feels like you got a lot of fear taken out of the market, even though nothing was positive about yesterday. most of this is honestly probably on the back of Microsoft earnings, which, you know, with more earnings to come, who's to say that there's not another upside surprise and we kind of keep on going. I don't know. I just don't know. And the other thing you got to wonder about is on a recovery, like, do you get some reflexive bidding back into the market by some different funds out there? You know, like this is a big move up after where we closed yesterday. So what are the responses of like levered ETFs and things like that? There's more that goes into it. Like you have to keep your head on a swivel. And I came in on the day saying I wasn't going to take too many trades, and I really haven't. I caught that really nice SPX put on this dump earlier. I also caught a little futures stab on that. So I'm not really inclined to do anything. And chasing an upside move in this environment also isn't attractive for reasons previously stated. So I just, yeah, my whole thing about being on hands and cautious today, I didn't do a very good job of modeling for you guys. But thankfully it was only like a 200-point loss on micros instead. So, yeah. Hugario, I've seen some things about that, and if they're actually doing the dealer tagging, my issue with the platform like that doing it is that if they don't have anybody with the actual institutional experience of knowing how to box those trades and do the modeling, because just because you get a look at like, oh, here's who took this trade, so that's a market maker versus a customer. If they're not actually modeling the Greeks behind that appropriately, then things can get off sides very quickly. And what they think they're showing you is coming from somebody who paid for the access to it, right? They paid the 10 Gs to SIBO and they got the data. But if they don't know how to effectively model it across the entirety of the SPX surface, they're telling you an incomplete story. And if there's someone who's saying like, hey, we get updates every 1 minute, think about how many things transact in 1 minute and how much time that you have to model that and turn it around and make sure that the positions that you are now going to show somebody as truth are in fact truthful on 1 minute updates. I think they're somebody who is trying to aggressively get into a space and ride a little bit of a wave on this whole, like I said before, Orderflow versus ICT kind of beef on social media. And I think it's another selling point for them, and good for them. I'm just going to trust the platform that I use that is literally built by people with decades of institutional experience as market makers. So I will take that and the proof of that over a guy who is bigger on social media than he is as a trader. That's going to be me. Let's see. About Spot Gamma, have you used it? I've never personally used Spot Gamma, and if I'm going to spend my money, I just made the pitch for VS3D, so I just I know people that do use it, and they like some of the other features. There's like this high row kind of flow based indicator they have built into it on call versus put flow and things like that. You know, every service has some version of that. But yeah, I'm just going to stick with what I know and what I trust. Hasn't worked against me yet. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm getting to some questions here. I only have 15 minutes or so left of my stream before Christian takes over, but I am happy to get to what I can. And I will say, guys, for anybody... Oh my god, look who's here. Fucking Rumo. What's up, dude? Thank you for being here. I love your alerts and your emojis. They bring me joy. It's the same concern I have as whether to check other tools. How often do I take data from VS3D since it updates every 10 minutes? I mean, like, that's the whole thing, is it's noise. Things move around a lot intraday, right? So I'm so glad other people have the same attitude towards Rumo, who I realize now shows up across like multiple live streams all day, just saying like, I'm now doing this. Sometimes it works, most times it doesn't. So good for you. Happy you're here, giving us the view, even if you're a bot. I don't know what you are. But as far as every 10 minutes thing goes, it's like, it can be very noisy. So I think to Chris's point earlier, who asked, I don't always take the picture immediately post London close. I will just kind of, like this lunch hour when things are really slow is when I'll kind of, I tend to take the screenshot like 10 minutes after London settled out a little bit. Today I was just late. I was on a work call, and I'm probably missing something important, it looks like. This fucking guy. Teflon is this dude from work messaging me right now. I'm 100% sure of it. But I'm getting trolled from 2 different devices right now. It's just kind of a proxy, right? The key structure to me is what was there in the morning. And anything intraday is just inherently noisy. But if it's telling me a story and what I see in that story is being respected on what I see on the chart, right? If the mechanics or the behaviors that I would expect to see in those positions is being reinforced on the chart, then I kind of have to listen to that, right? And then I take it into account. But really the biggest thing with intraday is what is the straddle? What's currently being priced in? Is what I'm seeing being reflected in that behavior? And then how do I measure that against what I saw from the pre-market? What are the key strikes that are still holding true? So I don't think we did that so far. But if we look today back at the pre-market positioning, just to give you guys an example of kind of why I was so cautious coming in, the size of these positions, right, are still basically telling the same story from the pre-market. If you're not getting up and over here, you've got this little tiny balance. If you get over this and kind of pop up in here, you're probably going to be working up against the same kind of area as a resistance anyway. But everything below you is literally showing you slippery slope, cascading potentially all the way down. But it's no surprise to me, and this is something I did mention in the Discord, when we talk about these shapes, the overall shape on the day is kind of pointing you where this is like a natural midpoint. So when we sold down here into the London close and we were starting to hold, there was no real positioning around that 1030 area that made me think that, like, unless you really got down under the 73.50, there's nothing to really activate anything down here. And the floor just kind of, that was a natural middle balance spot. You can just see it on the shape. It's almost like a butterfly trade, right? If I'm in a butterfly trade, I'm profiting by things kind of settling in a place. I buy the outside and I sell the middle, and I get paid the closer I am to here. So then you start telling that story why this strike is important to me. Because if I'm under it, it kind of wants me to go back down here. If I'm not under this strike, it's kind of pointing me back into this middle range where things happen to settle out. Where I'm now looking at the intraday positioning is based on the pre-market, how much of that story remains true, right? How much of that is still the case? It's still the case, but just a little less so, right? Now I'm seeing it's more like, I've got this big thing here I can't ignore because it hasn't disappeared. If I'm not under this strike, I'm probably settling out somewhere in this range. And if I just chop around in here forever, I'm likelier to just pin against this big thing than I am to sell back to this one. So unless someone comes in and sells me under this strike, I am now no longer interested in the narrative of look at all this red down here, right? So I'm using that if-then framework to say, like, if I'm under this or near it, I want the convexity for the downside. But if I'm over it, I have to assume that the higher I go, the more I start holding, and then I can pop here. So I know I took that short, and then I said, as I was in it, why does a bull flag work out sometimes? Well, what about the shape was telling you that as long as it's breaking out over here, it can accelerate through here to here? And that all of this positioning below me is now, and especially these red bars, every time I clear one, it gives me momentum until I meet another resistance, right? So now we're going to consolidate here. There's less acceleration for me. This is a big resistance. This is resistance, resistance, resistance until it's not. So now I'm kind of stalling out. So the base expectation from here is that mechanically we can bid up into this, but if we don't have enough juice, we're probably just going to do that. And even if we get over it, if we don't have enough juice because this is actually getting bigger, the resistance is growing as we work into it, I need that much more momentum and active flow to make it work in my favor. But as long as that straddle remains elevated and it's pricing those options in, like right now it's about 20 points, so let's see how much that changes things. Okay, now it's saying, well, none of this up here matters. I shouldn't even think about any of this being possible because I have to get over this first. And if I can't, where do I go? So right now you're kind of looking at this saying, okay, given what I know, assuming the positioning doesn't like radically change here in the next how long, this is kind of like my little middle balance zone until it's not. And again, just the passage of time is kind of pointing us here. But as long as we're over this, we're kind of pointed towards the thing that I know is magnetic. But the pre-market structure is largely the exact same as it was when we came in. The risk is still there. It's just there's only so much time until the race is over, right? So how far do we realistically go? And you just have to kind of start thinking about that. Shit. Only at 2 likes for real? Oh, damn. All right, guys. Well, get those likes up if you don't mind. I feel like we're kind of giving the sauce away every day in here. You buy signals from... Well, you're losing right now, aren't you? Hopped in a few minutes ago. Did I hear you say you were considering a short? I just can't get with it right now. I think it's that ship has sailed a little bit. The risk is there, right? But I think at this point, if I was going to express a trade for risk based on the positioning and volatility, I think you kind of have to basically take like an out of the money put that you let go to zero. That's somewhere in this range, right? So like if it were me and I was going to take a put, I'm taking like, I'll take this. I'll take a 7,400 put because if we sell, and I think we sell through this and we accelerate down, like I'll bank on that. And if it goes to zero, it's probably pretty close to that already, right? The straddle, it's just outside the money. Maybe it's like $200 or something. I don't know. Or you take a put spread, right? You take something here and you say, I'm going to buy the 74.10 put and I'm going to sell this 74 or 73.95. And as long as it gets in this range, I make money. If it finishes through this other side, doesn't matter if it finishes here or it finishes way down here, I don't make any extra money. Then you have something on for that outcome, but it's not going to cost you very much. Like that's a strategy that I would consider. But right now it's really hard not to see this. And then you have like an outside shot up here. I'm not seeing this part. I think it's more of this and maybe some reversion. So, serious question. I don't know if I got 10 minutes. What do you got, Dean? Shoot your question out there. Do you have a channel where we can learn more? This is it. Every day for free. Most of what's on this channel, I will tell you, is about like today, pre-market, current situation, trades I'm in, trades I've taken, what I think the afternoon structure looks like and what to expect. But if you want more information, I've started doing these group classes. We had one last night, and we kind of go over the background of what gamma and the Greeks are, how they influence this, the idea of that mechanical kind of feedback loop in the market of how these things all relate, what makes a lot of this very predictable, how you can formulate a plan for the day coming in. Otherwise, the Rake Trades Discord that I'm a part of, I have a channel in there where I do my pre-market plan and breakdowns all day in there. So, yeah. But if you want to join those classes, you can certainly show up on the WAP and go over that. Somebody asked about the class. I don't remember who that was, but it was somebody from the class. I'm really sorry I missed that. Maybe throw that question back in here again so I can get to it. How do you get these levels? There's a platform called VS3D. Hugario, I will say the thing about order flow is that what I've found anyway is most order flow traders aren't catching very big moves. Like if you're trading NQ, you're probably catching some bigger moves just on variance and points, right? Which is why I trade NQ off of the ES structure. ES is king, NQ is more volatile. So if I trade the structure on ES, I take the trade on NQ, I make more money that way, right? Because of more points. But the thing with order flow that I found is I don't see people like really holding very well because they're so short-sighted about like whatever's happening in this little area as opposed to like the broader structure. So I find that interesting. I don't think that's every order flow trader, but from what I've seen at least, anyone who brands himself one is generally like catching these kind of scalpy moves based on previous orders as opposed to like, hey, I can catch a bigger range, you know? Like I actually saw a bunch of people that traded yesterday. I took that trade and caught the entire drop from the top, right? And somebody's like, oh, that's a I caught this using Orderflow, and they literally caught like not even a quarter of that move. And I'm like, why would you not allow that trade to work out? There was nothing telling you to exit there at all. Never should have exited there. I don't even think I moved my stop like that whole trade. It was really crazy to see people where I get there's a psychology component to it as well, so I shouldn't rail on Orderflow specifically, but it's your style, right? But I will say people that are using Orderflow they're looking for things very near term. And the reason why I'm not like a big Orderflow guy is when I paid for Data Bento, and I'm using data going back literally like 5 years, and you start looking at this idea of CVD, it's really only truly relevant, and you can debate me on this, and I'm happy to be wrong if you can prove that data wrong, but it's truly not showing any edge unless it's on the tick level. So if you're not trading as a high frequency trader to that degree, which speaks to why most order flow traders, I believe, are most effective as scalpers, is its noise, right? And I challenge you to go pay for Data Bento and do this retrospective tracking on your own, because they're like, I've literally done this. I did it over the course of 3.5 months. And I tried to go from this time frame to this time frame because it gets very noisy. You need to pay for the MBO data to get the broader data to understand where the actual like idea of absorption or exhaustion is happening. And unless you're doing it at the tick level and you're trading high frequency, there is literally no edge in that, because it is happening to a degree that is just noise. It is washed out. So whatever edge a lot of people think they have is not actually there. So if you can't prove that out, it's very difficult to state the case for it. So that's just me. Haven't pulled the trigger to join your classes, but we'll be going through and watching the streams at the very least. Hey, streams are free, so go nuts. Josh, I'm not trying to start a fight on CVD divergences. What I'm telling you is when you look at the actual volume data and you look at the MBO data, right, it is not bearing that out. So you can say whatever you want, but when you actually go and I challenge you, go to Data Bento, get the MBO book data from the actual, like the full volume record, and the very idea of absorption and exhaustion is not proven out in any conceivable way unless you are looking at the smallest conceivable time frames to the tick. It is not proven out. So it is just, it's a framework, but it's not some provable thing. You are still waiting on something else to trigger it, right? Just because I see right now the CVD is negative and I see these sell orders, what most order flow traders are doing is they're waiting for the first bid because sellers aren't rewarded under this spot. They're waiting for the first bid over that big sell order to effectively squeeze them to the next place. Like, I will say, there are other things out there that track actual big institutional trades that, guess what, are not happening in the index directly, but they're happening across a broad basket, and it is happening in such size that where it is felt in the market across the indexes, across commodities, across all of these things, that's what actually will move the market unexpectedly. Guess where that isn't showing up? It's not showing up on deep charts. It's not showing up on Bookmap, right? Those are the real big institutions. So when people say like options volume doesn't move the market, it doesn't move the entire market, but the influence is bigger than the other 20% of what is happening. So if you boil everything down to what's trading billions of dollars of notional, and you want to trade where the big dogs are essentially and be on their side or take the opposite direction from the people they are going to crush, that's one thing. I'm not trying to debate you, Josh, outright and say that it's not a concept or a thing. There is a way to track it. You can see it on my fucking screen right now. But it's not happening to the degree that you think it is. Absorption and exhaustion happens every day. Every time there's a green bar and then there's a red bar, and the red bar doesn't go anywhere, technically that selling is being absorbed by buying. Like, oh, what a concept, right? It's just like people who trade like smart money or whatever, like, oh, look at this SMT divergence. Do you know how many times those don't bear anything out? Just because they happen doesn't mean it's actionable. So your edge has to come from something else. The CVD isn't the actual edge, right? So anyway, now we're getting in the weeds. I asked about if I need to do anything to get the Saturday recording since last night was lost. John, no, I will send it to you. If that's what you want, just shoot me a message in WAP and I will get you the recording from the Saturday class. Yeah. Rahil, VS3D does not show individual names. It is just SPX and VIX. So it is very specialized in that regard. Yeah, for somebody asking about overnight sessions, yeah, I mean, the structure of today's pre-market profile, technically the books open at 9 p.m. the night before, so I do trade this overnight with great success. If you guys have seen any of my trade reviews on Instagram over the last couple weeks, or even before that, I'll catch big trades in the overnight off of this exact structure coming in on the day. So, yeah, in and of itself, yes, thank you, Gary. It's not a great edge in and of itself. It doesn't mean anything unless there's some other contextual trigger for you to take a trade on it, right? You're theorizing on this thing and saying, because I see this, then I need to see this to enter the trade, and then it's confirmed by this. And that's my problem with the way that a lot of the order flow is marketed. You don't need 5 different things. I don't need bookmap, and I don't need deep charts, and I don't need CVD, and I don't need this thing to all execute a trade that's already just based on probabilities. So like for me, these people that are also lumping in GEX with order flow, when they're referencing a GEX level that's a naive GEX level that they don't actually know how to attribute whether it should be buying or selling at that place, it's no different than me drawing an arbitrary line from 2 weeks ago and saying, because this is here, I'm going to watch for CVD and this and absorption and this. What is the edge? It's not real. So that's my issue with it. If you're going to market something and you have this strategy, you don't need all of these different things to execute on it, right? If you're trying to simplify something very difficult down into this thing to then say this is order flow, great, like go nuts. But you don't need all of those things. So that's the only thing I'll say about what I personally have seen from order flow. The only reason I have bookmap is I have a student that I do one-on-ones with who is so convinced that it's the holy grail. And the more we started working together, and then he started seeing how noisy it was becoming, and literally like getting him in bad trades because he thought he saw something that had that same kind of CVD divergence and framework. And if he just would have been a little more patient and had this other data, which is basically the context of, yes, that's a gamma area. And I don't want to say gamma, it's not a GEX level. It's just like the net positioning infers a certain type of behavior. What he then started watching for with bookmap was a confirmation or denial of the mechanical thing that you would want to see there. And that is what kind of took him from being this like very up and down scalpy bookmark trader or bookmap trader rather, to more of what I'm doing. So I'm not saying that that's the only way and I'm the only person that's right. I'm just saying that like trading off of a framework that is much more simple in, is the thing that should be happening to the degree I think it is? And if the only thing that can overwhelm that at this size is stronger market flow or a change in volatility, and how does that relate to how much time is left on the day, I can make my risk here and the probability bet is in my favor, I will do that. And I don't need these other things to do it. So, yeah. Yeah, no problem. All right, we're into Christian time. I need to get out of here, get out of Dodge. I will say we are going to do a weekend course, so anyone who wasn't able to make the weekday course last night and wants to participate, we will get you in. Stay tuned for what's to come with our potential VS3D stuff that I kind of hinted at earlier. But yeah, if you guys want to reach out to me, and you want more information, like I do respond to the Instagram. It's kind of funky to do it across so many different places. So I'll shout that out here. If you want to follow along and you're new to the stream today, sorry for the crash out for that asshat earlier. Teflon can go suck one. But it's not normally like that every day. So I'm very, very sorry about that. But yeah, in the meantime, if you want to take a look, that is where to find us. And then if you guys do want more information on how to sign up for those courses, I'll give you a link to that really quick. Again, we are doing the weekend one. So I just want to get that out here, and I'll do a little Instagram on that for Saturday at 11 a.m. So, all right, thank you guys so much. Be careful the rest of the day. You obviously know my thoughts, and stay tuned for Christian. And good luck the rest of the way. All right, see you later.
I look at my phone, the first thing I see is Polar Bear. Our guy Polar Bear, what up, brother? Man, what up, Polar Bear? What up, Vish? What up, William, my guy? What up? How's your day, brother? Been good. Got amazing sleep last night. What's up? Ashcots, yo. Sergio, what up, Sergio? Yo, brother, what's up? How is everyone doing, chat? Let's get situated here. Okay. So coming into the session here, this is the game plan here. Watch. Let me show you guys actually. Where's that charts? Let's see, can I drag this over? All right, cool. So let's get started. So there's no economic data. Going into the weekly candle, we are trading over prior week low on ES. Meanwhile, NQ, and excuse the typos, right? Because I'm just typing this up. No, don't really care about grammar. Is almost there. Looks like we keep rejecting bullish gap here on ES. Let's see. Okay, bullish gap here on ES keeps rejecting. Prior bars low keeps getting, it looks like it's gonna, if tomorrow is another green day. This weekly candle is looking very good to the upside. On the daily, noticing there is no lower wick here on NQ and ES. Oh, sorry, on NQ, ES took out yesterday's low. Took out a low yesterday and bounced off that order block we rejected prior. NQ just took out prior day high. So let's see. So NQ just took out prior day high. The order block right underneath the fair value, or right, yeah, underneath the fair value gap on the daily and the weekly. Bounced once before. We took out swing low here on ES. And NQ just took out the prior day highs, right? So it's things I'm noticing here. Let's see. The 4 hour, we have an untapped 4 hour bearish gap here on NQ after displacing higher. Again, excuse the typos, through New York. Yes is lagging, looking to see if the bearish gap gets inverted. So looking at the 4 hour specifically, again, we have a bearish gap that we have we were in a range yesterday, FOMC traded higher, displaced lower. Through Asia, we completely displaced higher, consolidated part of London and displaced through New York, or late London, early New York. And we are currently under, let's see, are we still under? Yes, we're still under the 4 hour bearish gap entry. ES is looking, we'll see how the 4 hour closes here for ES on the bearish gap. But yeah, those two levels I have here are the 255.75 on NQ and the 996.25. which are two extremes that I'm kind of looking at for significance here coming into the session. And the hourly, the 1 hour delivery is bullish, but we are currently diverging NQ. We're currently getting divergence, NQ being the weaker asset here inside a 4 hour bearish gap on ES, while NQ rejecting prior day high and prior week low. We are looking at relative equal highs here at the 225 level. So let's see. So again, oh wait, this is the 4. Excuse me 1 second. Let me take a screenshot of the hourly, or so I can show you guys here. Okay, hourly. Cool. So again, relative equal highs here on NQ, right underneath the prior day highs and prior week lows. Again, delivering bullish here from on ES, right? We inverted this bearish gap, and we got a potential higher low inside a bullish gap, traded through New York. We rejected this bearish gap, respected the bullish gap here on the hourly, and are currently trading inside this bearish gap. Again, we're currently getting divergence here in this 4-hour bearish gap. So scenarios, right? If NQ can pull back into the 4-hour gap entry and give me speed away from it, then look for an entry ideally after the 15-minute gets a change of state or a change in structure, right? Ideally, ES closes over the bearish gap. Yeah, so that's scenario 1. NQ, scenario 2, NQ taps into the bearish 4-hour gap and displaces lower, while ES closes below the 4-hour bearish gap, right? Like I mentioned. Well, I'll show you guys the what that means here exactly. But and scenario 3, if we displace past the 4-hour gap entry here and get an entry later in PM session in the form of a 1-hour gap entry, then this day could be a late trade type of day or a cash day if we don't go anywhere afterwards, right? So with that said, different scenarios coming into the day, or we have 20 minutes into the 4-hour closure here, right? Scenario 1 is that I'm looking for the session is if the next 20 minutes can give us a tap and displace lower, which we'll see if we can even do that, right? I would be looking for an entry short into the 4-hour gap entry, right? Regardless, it'd be ideal if we get it before the 4 a.m. before the 4-hour candle closes here, and we quickly pop back lower, kind of holding this bearish 4-hour gap. Again, just painting ideas here. Nothing is set in stone, just kind of creating scenarios for myself and for you guys. So that's scenario, I guess, 1. Scenario 2 is if we kind of just hold this area, come back lower, take out the 4-hour gap entry and the hourly swing low inside a bullish hourly gap and displace higher, right? That'd be another scenario. And scenario 3 that I kind of painted a picture on here on the Notion is if we displace higher and we continue displacing past that high and we get some sort of entry as a potential higher low, maybe a 15-minute gap, maybe an hourly gap, be looking for continuation higher into these levels up above, right? If we can break over the 4-hour gap fill, we have levels up until 629, right? So we have the wide range here. But what could happen too is we just take out that high and we kind of just do this throughout the session. And if that happens, I'll probably more than likely beat cash. So yeah, these are, I guess, 3 scenarios, I guess, if you want to count this one 4. And I'm kind of essentially looking for extremes to be taken here. 1 being the 996 level here on NQ. 2 being that 255 level. And yeah, kind of reacting and going based off of those 2 levels here for the session, right? We, on the 15-minute, we got a pullback into the bullish gap. And that's kind of what we've been holding throughout early AM and lunchtime, and now coming into New York. We are still holding that, right? So currently delivering bullish inside a range with PM currently here, right? We have divergence here. ES took out the high and Q didn't. So let's see what PM can bring us here. Let's see the 15-minute. We're currently delivering inside a bullish gap here. Yeah, so that's kind of the game plan here. I'm kind of looking here a little bit deeper on the 15 minutes, seeing if they're Yeah, I guess what I was looking at here before I even created a game plan was this invert, this 1 minute invert that took out discount of the range, meaning swing high to low, right? We took out this swing low in discount, and we did that with speed, and then we inverted that with speed as well. I was creating a game plan, and now we're looking at bullish delivery. So again, we traded back down into a 15-minute gap, and are looking like we're inverting that as well, right? We're looking like we're inverting that as well here. So yeah, let's see what we get today, chat. Waiting for either extreme to get taken, in this case the 225 or the 996 here for PM. For that to happen, we would require speed, right? We would need speed from price, and essentially to break out of this little range that we've kind of been in on the 15-minute. So yeah, let's see what we get. Currently in longs, yeah, that's what I would if yeah, I wouldn't be shorting this. Everything is pointing to the upside. Yeah, I wouldn't be shorting this. Hi, all. Jay, what's up, brother? Currently in longs. Missed the whole move this morning, brother. I think a lot of us did. I think a lot of traders missed that big move. There was really no. We just opened, ranged, displaced higher, got a small little pullback, and continued higher. And then we kind of just ranged. Majority of the move without an actual pullback came within the first 30 minutes. So if you missed it, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. Melly, good morning, buddy. What's up, Norpes? What journal app is that? It's Notion. I just I was messing around with Claude and Notion yesterday, and yeah, I think I'm switch over all my journaling to Notion. Just because I was kind of, again, I mess around with Claude and ChatGPT often, and as far as like with my trading, and with Notion, I can input everything I inputted, and it's connected through Notion, through Claude, right? So I can hop on Claude, say after 30 days worth of journaling, and having kind of Claude be doing the heavy lifting for me, if that makes sense. Why does it look like we could go lower here, to be honest? It's just, we're in a range. We're literally in a 15-minute range. So again, with rangy conditions like this, I would much rather, like, sure, do I think that we're gonna take out that high? If I were to bet, here's the thing. We got divergence here in a bearish 4-hour gap, right? After this last 7 a.m., 7 to 8 a.m. bearish hourly candle. I don't necessarily want to be long in this just yet. I want to trade the extremes, right? So in this case, the extremes would be the swing high here on the 15-minute or the swing low on the 15-minute. Especially after this divergence, this can more than likely fail, right? So yeah, it's we'll see what we get here. Here, maybe I should leave the scenarios up here. I'll put it up there right now. Want to see how the hourly closes? Yeah, same here. It closes in the next 12 minutes, and I kind of want to see how we close here, not only on the hourly, but on the 4-hour. So let's see. But yeah, from a premium and discount perspective, we traded to this leg down. We traded up to premium, right? Traded up to premium, and from this leg down here, we traded to discount. Well, not anywhere in discount. That swing low in discount, and yeah. So far, I think the best trade in PM session so far has been this 1 minute invert after coming back into discount. But yeah, and then taking it off at the swing high. Low hanging fruit. Now at this point it gets a little tricky because of the divergence we're getting here between assets. So I wouldn't really necessarily want to be longing this. Although again, I would want to see one of the extremes getting taken out, right? But in this case, the closest one would be the swing high essentially, right? So let's see. Hey, what's up? What's up, Steve Baha? If we hold 28,300, easy. Yeah, you had to enter at the open with that tight stop, or an say 300 point stop. I said that when the 1 hour wick looks more convincing, but need to wait for close. I said that when the 1 hour wick look more convincing, but need to wait for the 1 hour close. I see. Thanks for the breakdown, brother. I'm doing a similar setup with ChatGPT and my Excel journal with we'll check out Notion right now. Yeah, Notion, I've messed around with a lot of them, like ChatGPT and yeah, the thing with TradeZella is that it's a good platform, right? But it's to actually gather data, it's not the best, right? It's just like any other journaling platform. But what I'm trying to do with I guess my data is having it be a little bit more interactive with me rather than just, you know, collecting screenshots and setups, right? I want to, for example, like a simple example that I'm not currently running, but it could be like, do you move to break even or not? And if so, at what level? And you just track different scenarios. Like, okay, maybe after level A gets taken, move to break even, versus the other scenario, which would be don't move to break even at level A, and perhaps say add out on level A, right? Those are like different scenarios that you could be thinking about that you can track using a simple setup like Notion and Claude. Rafinan, is there any chance that the market will fall due to end of day sell-off and like go to today's opening price? That's a possibility, right? Which is kind of what I planned for. I planned for if we take out that 225 and we displace lower, a target for me would be the 2800 level-ish, or to be exact, 27,996. Now the opening print, where's the opening print here for it? Yeah, that's a possibility. Now, do we get down there? It's a steep. I don't know. I personally wouldn't think so, but it's a possibility, right? This could be the start of the uptrend here, right? With the monthly kind of bouncing on this gap entry. Again, the same gap I've been talking about, the same setup I've been talking about, which I'm still in options. I'm down on them currently, but if we get a series of a couple of days that continue us higher, it could it will recover, right? So this could be in fact the start of the move, but we'll see. After FOMC settled, after big names announced yesterday. So we'll see what we get here. Kind of just planning day by day, but this looks kind of like a accumulation, manipulation, kind of distribution type of play here. Now, that was a month, the weekly. Yeah, especially if the weekly closes above prior week's low. So if tomorrow's another trend day, or just overall green day in general, and we close over this weekly's bar, I would anticipate the following bar to look something like that, right? And if that does happen, not only would I go back in profit, but the overall setup and idea that I had for this initial play would look to be playing out. And in this case, again, the same levels would be up here, which would be those relative equal highs, the 30,094 level, but the obvious swing high here currently would be 29,363. So we'll see how we react off that level if and when we get there. Like I said, chat, we got divergence here. Got divergence. The hourly candle closes here in the next 4 minutes, so we'll see how that trades. Keep projecting this last bearish gap here. Yeah, still currently delivering bullish though, however. We came back, retraced it to this bearish bearish gap that went invert. So we'll see if that's what drives us higher into the 255 level. Would you long a sweep of 988? 988. Yeah, not necessarily a sweep right away, but yes, I would long this continuation to the upside for sure. Looks like we were right about being bullish for today. We spoke about it during FOMC delivery. Yeah. Excuse me. I was anticipating this continuation to happen, kind of like how we're getting today. But yesterday, right? Unfortunately, we got that big sell-off. Or not even unfortunately. It just happened, and through London and New York, we're kind of getting that push. Yeah, you can hop in here and read price all you want in this range, right? Which I can see why people can find setups here. But if you zoom out, like for example, we're kind of like me, right? Traded back to discount, or sorry, back into a gap, into premium, back into discount, like I mentioned. Took out that swing low and discount, inverted this bearish gap with speed, traded back into a 15-minute gap, right? 15-minute gap. Took out a swing low. It's also displaced a 1-minute gap. Retraded back into this bearish, this bullish BPR, 1-minute BPR. So I could see why people can find setups in this range, but for me personally, this is just an overall, this is just a range here on the 15-minute, right? We displaced lower quickly. as a form of a pullback, and we're just kind of slowly trailing up. We got divergence at the highs. So for me, this doesn't really make it to where it's a very high quality setup, right? There is setups in here, but for me, I much rather wait for the extremes to be taken, especially after a move like this through London and early New York. Watch the algo just turn on and we staircase up. Honestly, at Polar Bear, I've been talking about that setup, and I've been positioning myself, right, with the, as of now, 2 weeks out. Contracts are 2 weeks out. They're currently down, but if it starts trailing higher, which it makes sense, it just makes sense on the technical standpoint, right? On the technical standpoint, it just makes sense. The setup is there. Now we just need the monthly and the weekly. As far as time frame goes, like the setup is there. It's just the daily needs to get some sort of momentum to the upside, right? We've been kind of downtrending here. We just need something like a potential higher low, a break over that high, and boom, we're gonna start trending higher. We're gonna get cleaner action, or not going to. We should. So yeah, it's drink some water. Okay, cool. The new 4-hour candle open. Let's see what extreme we take out first. The swing high or come back to the 4-hour gap entry. Ideally, what I would want to see is either or. But from what it looks like for us to get a setup, I would want to see the 255 level get taken, displace lower, and get some sort of pullback into that 4-hour gap entry, which is also hourly swing low. Right, so that's more of a more probable outcome here for PM. So from here to there, yeah. So there's a leg down. It is also OT of the range. Like I mentioned, yeah, we're delivering bullish here. Holding this bullish BPR, 15-minute bullish gap, this BPR essentially on the 1 minute after taking out discount. So everything is pointing to the upside here. But like I mentioned again, it's not my favorite setup given where we are and how we're currently delivering, how the 4 hours close. 4-hour managed to, yes, close over this 4-hour bearish gap. So that's it's good, I guess, technically for the upside, but bad if we're looking for shorts. But even then, though, it's good. Just waiting for either extreme, I guess, now. Brother, have you ever tried to quit trading, and what kind of business ideas were you trying to start or go in? It's been tough and have a lot of ideas, just wondering if it happened. Brother, I think that everyone, I don't know, everyone I've talked to, this is the thing with like going to the events that Jake would put on. Everyone I talked to had a similar story. They tried drop shipping, they tried Amazon FBA, they tried fucking YouTube, they tried ATM businesses, they tried wholesaling, they tried starting a business, they tried some sort of marketing agency, they tried literally every single, I'm not even exaggerating, chat, like a handful of people I talked to, I'd say more than half, if not 75% of people had a similar story, as in they tried this, they tried that, they tried a shit ton of things, and trading was the thing they reverted back to, right? And so honestly, I thought it was just like a me thing, because when I first got into trading, I was in school, I was in college, and no one around me was really doing, like I kept to myself, right? So I never really talked to people about like what I was trying to do. I just kind of went with the flow and understood that the right people to talk to are, because if you long story short, if you try to explain trading to somebody who, especially in the beginning, who doesn't give a shit about trading or anything else, and they're just there for school, they're gonna kind of brush you off and look at you like you're kind of stupid in a way, or at least that's how I felt. But yeah, so like in school, I thought I was just weird for trying all these things. Not weird, but I was like, all right, am I just fucking too delusional or too stupid? Be trying a whole bunch of shit and having none of them work, and just spinning my own wheels. And yeah, it wasn't honestly till I kind of went to these events and talked to everyone. I was like, all right, there's something here. I'm not just an outlier here. There's literally everyone here has gone or is going through a similar shit or similar path that I'm going through, right? And I think that for majority of traders getting into trading, the journey looks pretty similar, right? So I would say that yeah, to answer your other question, have you ever tried to quit trading? Fuck yeah. 1,000, bro. I've quit trading a shit ton of times just to come back to it literally a week after. Right? So like in year 2 and 3, I probably quit trading 6 times. And the closest I ever got, this is the thing for me, I would quit for say 3 days, not look at charts. I would reset and I would fucking pop up my journal and I start thinking, okay, what else can I do? What else can I fucking do? Like, and the things I always came back to was I guess I am big into like fitness and health. So for me was either do content around that or and then either do content around that, either go back to like the construction field and start a business around that, and or that, honestly, those were my biggest 2 things other than trading. And in the back of my mind, I was like, do I love those ideas? Like, not like, sure, I love fitness, I love health, but it's not something like I use it as an outlet to kind of decompress and get away, right? I don't want to have work be around that. So I always kind of came back to trading, right? And it got to a point after years, say like year 3, where even my girlfriend was like, oh, it's just one of those cycles again, right? She caught on to kind of like my cycle. Like, I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm done. You'll never see me look at a chart again. Just 3 days later, I'm back fucking, I was back testing, or I was back reviewing. So yeah, brother, I think that I can't express enough how like it's, how do I even word this? I think that what you're going through is necessary and it's needed, and it's gonna mold and shape you into the trader and person and honestly entrepreneur that you want to be, right? But I think that had I kind of not gone through those moments, I think that it's in a way kind of like I like the saying, and not to get too much into religion, like if you ask God for some sort of want a desire, right? He's never going to give you that desire. He's going to give you the tools that are needed, and he's going to make you go through trials and tribulations, right? Until you can get to that goal. Because if you just spawn at your overall desired goal, you're not going to be able to handle what comes with it, right? You're not going to be able to handle. It's like for, yeah, I don't want to get too much into that, but long story short, it's what you're going through is required and necessary to get you to that next level. And once you get to that level, right? Once you get to profitable trading or whatever your goals are with trading, right? Whatever, which I'm assuming is profitability. Once you get there, you're going to have new issues, new problems, because at the end of the day, more money does equal more problems, and they just amplify the level of problems. Yeah, I can't really word it any other way. Holy shit, I'm a wholesaler flipper. Brother, I tried wholesaling for like 2-3 months. I was really, maybe if you're tapped into that whole field, you know the people I'm talking about. So I took a course on, and again, waiting on a setup here, either this high or low to get taken for me to continue. So currently just yapping here. Still holding this bullish BPR, so that could be What drives us higher? So yeah, I took a course on, it was by Tai Lopez, right? Tai Lopez, and there was a guy in the course. His name was Zach. I forgot his last name. And I was living in San Jose at the time, and through the course they put their location on the bottom right, and they said San Jose. So I reached out to him, and through WhatsApp. And long story short, I offered at the time I was really big into like cutting weight, gaining weight, and he was a little bit overweight. So I offered, can I help you with dieting and nutrition and working out, and in turn you kind of literally just answer whatever questions I have throughout the whole process, right? And he agreed to it. I stuck with it. We were at it. He was losing some pounds, and I was making progress, but I just didn't like it. And at the time, that's where I also kind of was picking up trading. I was like, fuck, like, I just didn't like it. I genuinely didn't like it. And at the time, I think it was wrong timing too, because I wasn't really confident in myself whenever I was talking to cold calling, real estate agents and everything that was required, right? I just mentally, I don't think I was there at the time, but yeah, that's how I started. I can't believe Lomeli said wholesaling. 100%. That was a great question. Yeah, no, it was 100%. So peak perform, good question. How much have you made from trading? Yes, I am above my losses. So I'll tell you this, for my first couple of years, for my first 2 years, so I guess I started the later end of 2019. I started a live account in 2020. That first year, I still remember, I think I lost like 12,000. The next year I lost, I think it was like 4,000. And this was all, no prop firms, just my own money. And the third year was the year where I essentially kind of didn't really lose money. And, but I wasn't really making the progress that I wanted to. And year 4, I made back my losses from whatever year, the 3 years prior, I guess. And so far been on an upwards trajectory. I'm not no millionaire trader yet. Is that the goal? I don't know. The goal is just to be better and without sacrificing life, right? And I'm aware that to get to a certain level in life monetarily requires different sacrifices. And for me, to make 100,000 a year or 200,000 a year is much different than making, or maybe it's not, I haven't been there, right? Making 3, 4, 5 mil a year, right? I would, as far as just strictly from trading, right? Mentally, the bandwidth is different. You have to be sharper. You have to take on more stress, right? You have to be more locked in. And yeah, for now, is that the goal? Sure. But as I'm going, I'm just kind of going with the flow, going with the process, and taking it day by day. My hubby and I tried reselling real estate, truck dispatching, phone flipping, bought courses, and worked on each for a while, but trading is the one that stuck. Glenny, bro, yeah, exactly. Out of everything you mentioned, resell it. Never tried truck dispatching, phone flipping, course. Yeah, I tried starting an ATM business, again, wholesaling. I tried before this, I've never even brought it up. I used to cut hair in high school. I was a barber in high school going into college. And again, I did fucking construction. I tried Amazon FBA, which I lost some money on. I tried what's the word? Drop shipping, which drop shipping, surprisingly, I made money on. But at the time, I was just more focused on trading. I was way more focused on trading. Didn't he commit fraud? I don't know. Did he? Yeah, he's always on some controversy, but I used to do drop shipping, made a little over 6 figures from it. Fire, yeah, I did I ran a couple of products. I did it was a little gun. I still remember the products. It was a little gun, which you would put like a Corona or a beer, and you would use it like at parties and stuff. And from that product alone, I think I made a couple $100 a day for like a month and a half. It wasn't nothing crazy, but that's the only thing that kind of worked for me. And then other products were, I just never did it long enough to actually find success with it, I think. Would you long and would you see a long to go hit AM high? You were talking about this setup essentially? Something like that. Is it just me or is anyone having lag issues? Is anyone having lag issues, chat? I was like, what is this? I'm fucking stupid. I was looking at the mic here on camera and I thought it was something behind me. No lag, no. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it might be on your end, right, guy? Again, but if it's on my end, let me know, chat. My big hit was selling those rings with the letters, with a letter on an alphabet, so people could spell out words like love. I don't know if I recall those, but I marketed it as something for your significant other. There. Oh, I see. That's smart. Yeah, it was a lot of. Yeah, that whole industry requires a lot of creativity, in my opinion. A lot of times, it's not the product itself, but how you market it. Yes, and QGC seem neutral, bullish, flat. Yeah, kind of waiting on. We're in a way kind of ranging after taking out this, getting this divergence at the high. So I want to be very patient here. I don't like how we are just chopping around prior day high. Yeah, same. That's kind of the reason why I'm not really trying to take a long, especially after this hourly candle closure here. We're kind of hovering around the midway point of it. Right? We're kind of literally right at it currently. Although we are delivering bullish, we're in premium of the range. We just got divergence, hovering right under prior day highs, prior week lows. I'm not really interested in taking any longs here per se. I'd much rather wait for a pullback into the 4-hour gap entry, especially if we leave these highs untapped. This would be a good setup, not specifically, but even through Asia and London. If we get that, that'd be nice. No lag. Yeah, it was nice. I did it while in college. How old are you, Polar Bear? What's your age? Trading truly is the best, though. It's the best, but during downtimes, you wish that you would have found something different. But it is the best. I wholeheartily believe that it's one of the best things to get into if you take it seriously. I think now this whole industry has been, there's less serious traders, right? There's more, especially like on the social media side, right? You have traders popping up and kind of making a joke out of the career. Yeah, every trade here, when I started, you didn't really have that. Back in 2020, you didn't really have that. You had more serious traders, and yeah. Yeah, every trade here feels like a gamble on my life. Yeah, we're especially look at the 5-minute alone. We're in this little box range. So it's not really a condition that I would want to per se take a part of here, but yeah, unfortunately, if we just hover in this range, I'm not really gonna look to take anything for PM, right? If we just hover, continue doing what we're doing, I'm not looking to take anything for PM today. I want to see us take out that high to then trade back lower, or take out this low. But to take out this low would require a shit ton of selling pressure for the last hour or so. And if we sell off quickly with speed to the downside, then I would need to see price to develop essentially, and then trade higher. So for now, ES is currently at the high here. Yeah, ES is currently a high of day. Let's see what we get. We keep bouncing back into this bullish BPR here. We keep bouncing back into it. See what we get. It was something I was taught when I first started trading. Chop fest after the daily objective is taken at Friday low or Friday high. Friday high or Friday low. Yeah, after objectives. Yeah, that's a really good thing. After a certain level gets taken, such as a major level on the 4-hour, on the hourly, on the daily, price needs to develop. Price needs, especially if we get there with speed, right? So say there's we sell off and we take out this low, right? People see this and like, okay, we broke out, we must continue, right? Where price actually is looking to develop, even if we do continue lower, right? For the most part, we get some sort of pullback. And then if you're right on direction, the leg continues, right? So that's why, yeah, I'm with you, Tim. 26, you're 26? Shit, we're the same age. Literally the same age. When's your birthday, Polar Bear? Every time I'm at the finish line, bro, literally a couple days from payout. Got stopped for it to hit TP. This shit gay as fuck. Yeah, I mean, it's was it a mental thing you think, or was it a it's part of the system? Market trying to build some type of move. Yeah, again, we're holding bullish structure, so I wouldn't necessarily be wanting to short this. We are, again, holding that bullish BPR here. January 29th, who can make 150 for 2 days for me? I funded, I'll give you a portion of the payout. Shit. Join the stream here and ask good questions. All the hosts trade very differently, and you can learn from them and find out what works for you. That's the goal here, Dev. That's literally the goal. January 29, 1999. Mine's on October 19, 1999. So I am older by, or sorry, you're older by, yeah, you're older by, what is it, 9 months? Mental for show. Made so much on my practice today. Fuck, there you go. $26 makes me feel like a boomer. What the fuck? How old are you, Vince? Asia had some decent folder this evening. Might get that long off the 4-hour FEGs, change the state. Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps we come down to Asia just to continue higher. But for now, like this long looks decent, but it's, again, I'm not liking context. I'll get one after. Oh, you're 27. Oh, that's right. You turned 27. Yeah. Right. Wait. Yeah. You're 27 because I'm turning 27. Yeah, exactly about 8 years older. 1998 gang. Bro said born in the last century. Oh shit. Brother, yeah. It's whenever I talk to like high schoolers, like 15-year-olds, I have a lot of family that's younger. A lot of cousins that are 15, 14, 13. Bro, I feel old as shit. But whenever I talk to older people, I feel young as fuck, right? It's all relative. I think the best thing you can do is like a motto I kind of go by or live by is today is literally the youngest I'll ever be, right? So do the physically hard shit now that you can, mentally too, that you have the energy to do so. Like for me, I managed to do a marathon. I managed to get in very good shape. All pretty young, right? So it's these hard things that are, I feel like, get much harder as you age. I try to do more of, if that makes sense. I try to travel a lot while I'm young, while I have the energy, right? One thing that I kind of see is whenever I like, for example, the spot I love staying in Costa Rica, even in, yeah, let's talk about Costa Rica. There was a lot of old family or old couples, right, that were there, and it just got me thinking, like, I don't want to, like, sure, do I want to travel when I'm old? Yes, but I am doing this at a young age that I feel like I can really enjoy more of. Right? I'm literally out and about all fucking day. But talking about Costa Rica, I'm fucking excited. I'm excited to go. I got a one-way ticket, and yeah, I'm gonna fucking lock in. I'm gonna try to come up with a couple viral videos again and just lock in Mount Trading. Maybe market is waiting on Amazon earnings, big AI player, and can move the markets. Perhaps, but after a move like this, it only makes sense for markets to kind of consolidate. Like I mentioned, the only decent setup here for PM that happened before my stream during Mitch's was this one, taking it out at the swing high. That's about it. And then here I mentioned that even like a retest or an invert here after the 15-minute gap entry into, again, just the swing high was a decent setup. But again, I'm not really, I don't want to really be trading in this range. I want to be trading the extremes, kind of like I mentioned on the scenarios coming into the day here, which I'll pop up here for those that are just tuning in, which are these. Oh shit, these exactly. This is kind of what my morning routine looks like. I recite the 5 fundamentals, which I've talked about it. 7 rules for consistency, Wim Hof meditation. I recite my which I already memorized. Just kind of recite them mentally. Everything recite mentally. Recite this mentally, and come up with a game plan. And 2019. Oh shit, your birthday is a day after mine. Fire, leave it our gang. 90s baby gang. Where the 30 plus people at? You're 30, NQ girly? 1992. Sheesh. Just kidding. 1987 here. You, me, and NQ girly, 30 plus gang. 28 here, Ramirez. 1991, pushing 30. 1969, 1980. I was a late bloomer, so I still look young. You were somewhat younger. Bro, I'll be 38 this year. I thought you were close to my age. Shit. That's one thing you don't want to be told. Bro's pushing 40. I still run 3 to 5 miles a day. Shit, that's good. Wow, lots of 30 plus people. I feel better now. That's 100% correct, Lomeli. Yeah. Are most people in here working while watching? I am. I feel better too. You know what's crazy? For everyone that's 30 or 40 or whatever, 20, 30 years will pass. Hopefully, God willing, you're alive, or we're all alive. You're gonna be looking back at the age you're currently now and wish you could go back to it. So fucking be grateful for it. 43, this is work. Chop Fest 2026. He said she's. Oh man. 1992, 1969, old as dirt. What the fuck, chat? Brother said old as dirt. Oh shit, man. I'm 36. Calm it down. You'll get this too old. No, yeah, we're hopefully, God willing, we can all get to that age, right? Laugh my ass off. People say I look mid-20s, so I don't feel too bad. Yeah, that's the best thing when you get told that you look younger. For me, I always get told that I look older, which was a good thing growing up. But now that I'm 26, I don't think I like it. I'm 36 too. I got the Asian don't raisin gene. I'm at the office right now. Justin, I'm working remote. chill. I work remote, making people feel bad for being old. I'm myself, just kidding. Nah, hell nah, never. My mom was born in 1965. Funny enough, it's my dad's birthday tomorrow. He was born on 1977, July 31st. I'm 37, but look 27 for real. That's good. That's a good thing. Going to college on disability pay for military. Fuck yeah. Lucky guy. That sounded harsh for me. My bad. That's not my intention. Rain. Why? What would you say? I just recently turned 30. I thought it was the end of the world, but I feel the same. I hear 30s and your 20s, but you're nah, it's all relative, honestly. Like for example, like my brother, he's 20, he's gonna be 21 this year, and he started trading much younger than me. So for me, I look at someone like him and I'm like, okay, shit, like I got a late start, when in reality I started at essentially 20 years old. Yeah, 19, 20 years old. But so yeah, it's relative. So whenever, like now, I think I'm late into the game because I see 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds kind of with a massive following, and then they have they're exactly where they're doing amazing, right? So it's all you always compare yourself to other people, and I think that's the thief of joy here. I think that best thing you can do is be grateful. I guess be grateful for where you are, while also having it. A fine balance is required, right? You have to be grateful, extremely grateful for what you have, but you also want to be seeking more. I think that's the fine balance, especially as a man. I think that as a man, it's important to have something you're going for, something you're chasing after, something that drives you to wake up in the morning. Otherwise, it's a slippery slope, man. I think having that thing that you, whatever it is, I think that it's very important. Oh shit, your mom's birthday tomorrow too? Fuck yeah. Anyone in here over 65? Is anyone in here over 65, chat? Oh, nah, fuck no, Rain. Don't ever feel like you need to apologize to me. It's all, we're all here just vibing. Yeah, I try to, I get a little bit discouraged sometimes because I'm and I think this is just more so on a personal thing. I genuinely don't even, I guess this is just me, I guess, explaining too much about myself, but I always have to pause and think about literally where I am in life, and I'm literally living a life I once kind of dreamed of, which is I get to do what I love every day. I get to travel. I get to do literally what I wanted to do. The only thing missing now is my SVJ. But I'm doing what I wanted to when I first got into this, and I feel like the goalpost keeps moving forward. And it's again, like I mentioned, it's a slippery slope, because if you're not, I'm a huge believer, like, you have to be grateful for what you have, no matter how much it is, right? I think that the moment you become ungrateful, things start slipping away. Call it God, call it the universe, call it whatever, but I think that gratitude is the number one skill that provides fulfillment. Buy or sell right now, currently cash. A lot of claim here without proof. A lot of claims here without proofs. About what? About age? I'm 27 and I think I'm over. I'm 27 and I think it's over if I'm not a millionaire by 30. Brother, that's fucking perfectly put. You get to think, like, what's the point? I'm 31. like I'm done. Nah, but in all seriousness, like I think that like if you were to ask me I genuinely thought I was gonna be and this is the thing, like now as I'm getting deeper and deeper into this whole industry and my overall trading journey, I get to realizing that what I once planned for and thought I could achieve, I achieved, but at a much slower pace, right? I thought this was going to be a 1-2 year thing, but no, it's literally been 6 years. And I think that a handful of people started trading with me when I traded, and the only difference is that I just didn't quit. So where you tap back into that 15-minute gap entry, we took out the swing low. Again, we've just kind of been ranging. So don't get caught up in chop here, chat. Yeah, that's the best thing I could say. Don't get caught up in chat. I thank God every day for a brand new day and for everything he provides. Facts. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Lomeli. Hey, Trader, my guy. Trader 007. What's up, brother? Long time no see, my guy. Where you been? Gratitude and attitude. Brother, yeah. Preppy. Fucking energy is fucking crazy, right? It goes back to thoughts feed emotions that feed action, right? So it goes from thought to emotion to action. If you could change your thoughts, change your emotions. If you can change your emotions, you can change your actions. And now things become effortless. Get rich or die trying. Like my man 50 once said. Technically, everyone lost 2 years of our lives during COVID, so it feels. Man, COVID was amazing. COVID was amazing, and it wasn't at the same time because I was dealing with some personal things. I mentioned this earlier during the project, which was during, I moved back home for a while. I moved back home for about 6 months or so. I quit my job. I took a break on school, moved back home during COVID, and I was just dealing with a lot of mental things at the time. And shortly after, moved back to San Jose. Did you go to college? Yes, I went to UC Merced. UC Merced for 2.5 years, basically. 2.5 years, I think. My girl in the back was like, but I turned it down. Yeah, no, I went to school. I was in school for economics and business management. And do I regret dropping out? No. But do I wish I would have completed it just to say I did it? Yes. Because even then, like those 2 years following, like it wasn't like it wasn't very, I didn't make money for trading, right? So and it was COVID as well. So it was I could have finished. I just didn't. Yeah, this is fucking rangy. I would advise those who are trading to not take anything. I'm genuinely, I think if tomorrow is another green day for the markets, I think this sets up a very, very good conversation for the following week. Ah, shit, I hate this. Hold on. Let me remove this. If tomorrow's another green day, we close near its opening print here on the weekly, the next week's candle, I'm very, very excited for. It's literally the setup I've kind of been waiting for all fucking for the last like 2-3 weeks. Right? It's starting to get the, I'm starting to get clues. I'm starting to get, what's the word? Things are starting to align now. Is the whole puzzle complete? No, I still need to see more, but things are beginning to look pretty good. I got a degree in psychology solely because it was 70% to 30%. Female to male ratio, great group projects. Brother, that's a crazy take. You're telling me you went to school for 4 years and picked an industry that was female dominant? Oh, that's funny. What school did you go to, Rain? Was it a good school at least, or what? Brother, scouting talent. It was a big band. Oh, hey, that'd be funny if you it was a school in Jacksonville. Man, that's funny. Big band up in Jacksonville. Big brain energy. Yeah, I sure did. I knew I was going to be a union electrician. I went to Langer in St. Augustine. Close. Where's the Langer? Let's see. Florida. Got you. So again, we keep rejecting this 15-minute gap, which is also a displaced 1-minute gap. We'll see if we just trade here. We're hovering around prior day's high, so this is the reason kind of why I'm not really doing anything here, is for this exact reason. You were there last weekend? Polar Bear, you live in Florida? I know, I think I asked you this already, but yeah, bro, you will think it's a joke, but I live in Jacksonville Beach. No way. No fucking way. Shit, part of me doesn't believe you, bro. You live in Jacksonville Beach. So you're aware of the big band up in Jacksonville? shit. That shit never gets fucking old, honestly. I miss it. The hot Florida girls flock there. Yeah, I think that dude was actually talking about JSU. Oh. What was JSU's max scholarship offer? Imagine chat, it's like 15 mil. 90,000. How crazy would it be, chat, if it actually says 15 mil? Funny. Man, what else can we do, chat? There's really nothing here with price that I'm kind of interested in. Again, the only setup for PM here was this invert that I was just hopping on my screens here for game plan. Now, yeah, anything here is you're in chop, you're in range, and can't really do anything about it other than to literally sit on your hands and not do shit for now. But I swear, I live in Jacksonville Beach. I moved here from a nice job in Jacksonville for a nice job in Jacksonville. I see why talking shit. You and Jax Beast not Monk. No, that's fire. That's fire, Polar Bear. That's fire. Where are you from originally? Yeah, I've only been to Miami, Florida. Loved it. But I am actually I'm going back to Florida. I don't know if it's August, September, October. Maybe on my birthday. I don't know. I'm kind of just planning. I want to do more trips out of the country, which I have Costa Rica coming up, and I wanted to do Japan again, but I want to switch it up and go somewhere else. But I also want to do Miami, so I'm kind of taking it month by month and kind of planning accordingly. But I do want to go back to Florida and visit. I've been told a lot about Tampa, Boca, basically the surrounding cities around Miami. I love the beach there. I love the weather. Now it's just, yeah, visiting surrounding cities. GC might be the best for longs. Originally from South Florida. Oh, you're from Florida then. Del Rey is the city above Boca. Oh, fire. Honestly, chat, where the fuck is Moncrief? Is that in Florida? Got figure self fucked after past 3 p.m. Nah, bro. Nah, but spent many days out there. It's a hood out of Jacksonville. Duval County. Got you. It's in Guyana. Where in Japan did you go? I did Kyoto, Shibuya, Kyoto, Tokyo, I guess is in Tokyo. Shibuya, Kyoto, Osaka. I think that's it. Shibuya was amazing. I loved it. Kyoto, I stayed at it was there, they call them onsens, and it was an amazing experience there. It was more relaxed, more I guess chill vibes, I guess, but my overall favorite was Shibuya. You would walk out, I'm not even joking, chat, you would walk out at 2-3 a.m., which I did, which I've told this story multiple times. I had no clue why I couldn't sleep at night. And turns out I was drinking fucking energy drinks the whole trip. I was drinking like 2-3, popping 400 milligrams of caffeine for dinner. And I was asking myself why I couldn't sleep, and ChatGPT for the win took a picture of the energy drink, and turns out it was literally a fucking energy drink. But yeah, long story short, I would pop out at night often, and literally just go on walks by myself, and everyone, there's a lot of people out partying every single day. There was people literally drunk on the side of 7-Elevens. Brother, yeah, it's fucking lit. Yeah, it was surprising. Like, it's the cleanest city you'll ever go to. I'm not even joking. It's the cleanest fucking city. There's no trash. Cars are fucking clean. The restaurants are spotless. Everything is clean, but you have drunks sitting on the side of the road at 3 a.m. that literally sleep there and wake up. Hey, that's where my wife and I went, but we did the other nearby towns like Nara and Uji. Fire, yeah. To be honest, my girl kind of planned out the whole trip. I was going with the flow. I'm like, all right, I like this, I don't like this, but yeah, she did amazing. Yeah, Shibuya was fucking, I genuinely enjoyed Shibuya. You try all the 7-Eleven meals or no? There was this one 7-Eleven meal that I got, which was something like this, bro. Fucking fire at midnight after my trading session. Fucking fire. For those who don't know, 7-Eleven in Japan is known to have fucking top quality food. It's not like the 7-Eleven in the States. You go there, you get fucking clean, high quality, or I wouldn't say high quality, but tasty food is what I'm getting at. Brother, the best was seeing how nice people are for the drunk peeps passed out. Locals would buy them food and drinks so they'd wake up, they'd be good. Bro, it's crazy, right, Preppy? I'm not even joking. I was lost on I think it was called the subway or the bullet train, whatever, when I first landed. I couldn't get out. Someone literally, I asked somebody, the first person I asked, literally walked me to my fucking hotel. I'm talking about a fucking 25-minute walk. There was a language barrier. He knew very little English. And I was like, all right, the whole time there, I was like, all right, so just straight, right? And I was using Google Translate and kind of hand gestures. He's like, oh yeah. And I was like, all right. I even typed it up on my Google Translate. Like, all right, bro, I got it. Like, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I don't want to waste more of your time. Thank you. And then he said something. He's like, no, bro. He's like, bro, I'll take you to your hotel. And I was like, all right, cool. The back of my mind, I was like, is bro trying to set me up or some shit? I was like a little in disbelief. Honestly, where I was born, like, you always had to kind of think that way, right? Like, people try to set me up, right? Like, there's no such thing as like, why would bro do that for me? Walk 30 minutes, and then walk back to where he was going, right? So he fucking, yeah, he left me there, and I was kind of in this, I was like, all right, so like, do I pay him? Is this how things work? Or I was a little bit confused. And then long story short, a couple days after, I kept, bro, people are fucking nice. I would ask people how to get to certain places, because although you have your phone, like, you still have to read certain labels or signs up on whatever subways or wherever, however you get around, right? So you have to ask, and things are much different than in the States. And everyone was fucking nice. Everyone was willing to go out of their way to stop what they're doing and help you, right? We got that good mentality. Yeah. Dude was trying to holler. Nah, fuck no. I was with my girl. Fuck no. I need to go there, bro. Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it. I loved it. One thing I should have done more of was when I was having this conversation with my girl was buy more clothing out there. The clothing out there was amazing, right? Like we did a bit of shopping, which I got a lot of different jackets, different jeans out there that I probably it's outside my comfort zone, but I just got inspired out there. Yeah, like you walk into the Levi store and you can literally customize jeans, you can customize jean jackets, you can customize, yeah, everything denim. Like it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think so long we hold this 15-minute gap, we see 7 or 255 level. Do you have any live accounts? Yeah, for trading, I have a live account with AMP currently, and I guess Robinhood for options. What's your ethnicity? I am Mexican. So both my parents are from Mexico. They are both, they were born in Mexico. They came here when they were young. And I was born here in San Jose. Are you a big JDM fan? Not really. You check out Liberty Walk and Pan Am Rock Bunny? I'm not sure, but I did manage to kind of come across a little car meet that they were going on, and bro, it's fucking the whole bro, you know, it's crazy. I came close to renting a you know what? I think I know what you're talking about. It's the whole car show, right? That's pretty popular out there. Is that what it is? The car show where you can rent out a car, like if you go on TikTok, you can rent out a car and drive along the little car show in the streets of I think it was a Shibuya, right? Veracruz is a place I went to in Mexico. Fire. Never been. Only been to where my parents are from when I was younger. When I was so much younger. I went when I was I think 10, 11 years old. And but other than that, I've been to Cancun, Tulum, and yeah, that's about it. Not too popular. Yeah, that's that too. But Liberty Walk is a body kit shop. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, you know what? I have, whenever I hear, I'm not big into I'm not that tapped in onto the whole aftermarket kits and stuff like that, but I do, whenever I do watch a lot of car content, I hear people like, oh, it's a Liberty Walk kit. Or it's okay, that makes sense. Yeah. When they get like wide body stuff and yeah, okay, that makes sense. Oh shit, okay. Shit, that's actually good to know. I should have checked it out. I'll probably go again soon. Fuck, shit, I should have done research on this. But that card meet you stumbled upon is sick. I wasn't able to attend because we were a party of 7, so it would have been only me. Shit, that's even fire though. You went with a whole bunch of like I'm guessing boys, like your boys and shit, or was it like couples, or how was it? It's been 2 years now, brother. I went back in October, so it's gonna be close to 2 years, or sorry, a year now. Has anyone been to China? Personally, no. Personally, haven't. Would want to go. A place my girl keeps talking about is I think Vietnam. No, is it? Yeah, I think it's Vietnam. She keeps mentioning Vietnam and how it keeps popping up on her TikTok. And where else? We've been talking about Rome. Rome is somewhere probably next year. I think Rome I'll do next year. I'm still contemplating Brazil for end of year. Not too sure, but Rome for sure next year. I'm gonna stop saying for sure now because things change. But kind of taking it as I go, I guess. Three couples and my sister. We were hella tight knit group. Oh fuck yeah, that's good. How much does it cost to go to Japan? Not being frugal, like, yeah, Japan was I think our most expensive trip. On hotels and flights alone, I spent probably, I extended my stay, so I was there a little bit over 2 weeks. Hotels and flights alone probably spent about 6,000 maybe, close to 7. Yeah, we're now displacing higher into the high. We'll see if we have enough time for continuation play or a retracement back. Yeah, and then on top of that, we literally ate out every day, which was given, right? Every time you're on vacation. Activities, you have transportation, you have everything else in between. But I do think that Japan's probably the most price. The thing with Japan is like places out there are pretty pricey. My wife is Vietnamese. I need to visit there too. Yeah, it looks pretty. Come on, Preppy. Gotta go there now. Yeah, it looks amazing. Rome is okay for a few days. $10K per week, polar bear, if you want to have a good time. Y'all should have checked out. But yeah, I think depends on how you go. I think, yeah, for sure 10K for 2 weeks is including hotel, flights for 2 people. I think that's reasonable. But I do think that you can, if you use, for example, like credit card points, and then you stay at, I wouldn't even, because I think the hotels I stayed at was pretty cheap relative to like other ones I was looking at. It wasn't like, it was comfortable, right? But y'all should check out Philippines too. The dollar goes a long way. The thing is with like let me get back to that. The flights, it sounds like a lot, but flights alone are close to say 1,800, right? So 1,800 times 2. That puts you right under 4K. So 30, what is that? 36K, 3,600 plus the hotel, right? That's another, let's say 3,000. So you're now looking at close to 7,000. Yeah. So it adds up. Trust me, it's worth it. Japan is life-changing in my opinion. Yeah, Japan was very eye-opening. For me, it was more so on how people value health. I came across a handful of people who how they expressed life to me was pretty interesting. It happened on a bus ride. It happened at a convenience store where the guy was selling fruit out of. The dude was fuck, I forgot his age. He was he was over 100, I think 102, 103, but he genuinely looked like he was 80. And we started talking, and when he told me his age, I'm like, hey, what's the secret? He's like walk every day. He's like, I walk to work. I walk every day, sleep like a baby, and laugh every day. He's like, you do those 3 things, you live a long, happy life. And yeah, it gives me chills, because it's like I left the place kind of thinking, like, from what it looks like outside in, this dude is not stressing whatsoever. He's walking, he's genuinely enjoying life. But if you play it smart, Polar Bear, like with the with certain flights or certain trips, I use credit card points, right? And if you do it properly, you can get yourself a Japan trip for free. At least the flight. I'm very big into credit cards and using them accordingly. So I think that if you play it right with a card, you can get a free trip to Japan. Yeah, see, so for Preppy, he spent, I thought it said 2K, but he used credit card point, yeah, credit card points, there you go. Probably 2K CAD. So all in all, use credit card points plus the 2K for 2 weeks. So you essentially pay 2K instead of paying for the flight, which for the flight alone, had he paid for them out of pocket, he probably would have been closer to where how much I spent essentially. Find a girl that works as an air hostess and get cheap ass flights. That's all I'm saying. Oh shit. We're finally getting the breakout, chat. Getting the breakout. Let's see if we come back down or hold. Hourly. Come on, yeah, displace all you fucking want. Displace all you want. Let's see what my contracts are looking like. So yeah, another day like today, and these contracts would more than likely get close to break even. We'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings, and then we'll see what the following week brings as well. 1 week. Yeah, this weekly bar is looking good. So long we hold. So long we hold. Four-hour. Yeah, I think this breakout happened a little later than I would have wanted it to. How's ES looking? $15 gonna close here in the next 20 seconds. We'll see if we the next 15-minute bar looks like that, or we trade back lower. But yeah, if we, it'd be tough to try to catch something here to the downside, given that we would need to see this for that to happen. Market would be approaching its close time, but with how it's looking, the momentum we were getting towards the this 4-hour gap entry, it looks like we could potentially close at the high of day, and if that happens, 7482 level would get taken. Minute, 15-minute. Yeah, we'll see how this this NQ chart looks like the close. Oh. Chat, how does next week's bar look? Bullish, bearish, or flat? Kind of curious to see what people think. Kind of curious to see what people think here. Damn, chat, we came shy of equilibrium here on NQ. Literally came to almost tap it. Did we get that on ES? No, of course not. 50% thinks bullish. I am with the 50%, honestly. Damp this. Melly, how you doing, brother? Doing good, SG. How you doing? Fortunately, got this bump later into the day, so we'll see if we get some sort of entry here, but I doubt we get an entry here. Yeah, I think this is looking more like a setup for either Asia or London session, if not going into tomorrow. But yeah, with this momentum, if we continue here another day, this is looking very, very fucking good for the 30,094 level to get taken. Another day of such, and you're looking at a good, decent action for the coming days. Do you suggest trading MNQ or NQ on evals? It depends, but I would say if you're taking a 50K, MNQ for sure. But 150K, sometimes you can get away with NQ, but to each their own. But I would suggest MNQ. Do you think the lows around 61 will be taken? Around 61. Around 61 on NQ. 261. The lows around 261 will be taken. Oh, this 1 minute swing low. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, it's a 5 minute gap entry. It would also almost be a 15-minute gap entry here as well, but we are in a bearish 4-hour gap, so keep that in mind. We could do something like this coming into, which is kind of what I planned for. Tap into it, come back to the 4-hour gap entry, then trade higher into the coming session. So if that does happen, this would be ideal. So taking a setup, a continuation here on the 1 minute, 5 minute here for me wouldn't make sense. If the profile that I'm kind of expecting or anticipating is that, then taking a long here wouldn't really make sense. Now, if we displace higher, then that's a different story. But currently right now, we just took out the swing high or high of day into the 4-hour bearish gap. So essentially intraday leaning more bearish. Leaning more bearish. So again, we just tapped into that 5 minute gap entry. We'll see if that displaces us higher. If this 5 minute gap here inverts, then lower prices are probable in my opinion. So close to the daily fair value gap, CE zone to watch. The daily fair value gap, CE. On what asset? Obviously, we don't need that daily lows here at all, but it's kind of, yeah, that's literally what I kind of wrote out on my game plan here coming into the day, which was I'm noticing that there's no lower wick here on NQ. Right, and if we go on the daily again here on NQ, there's no daily wick here. Literally no lower wick, which is kind of, like you said, Adrian, kind of sus. But again, the displacement to the upside here is, hey, I'm not fighting it, right? So I agree though. It is kind of sus. But if we continue here into tomorrow and the following days, I don't think that necessarily needs to get tapped. Again, that same 30,094 level that I keep talking about week and week again for the last like 2 weeks, for the last 2 weeks, is a level that I have on watch so long the daily profile continues and switches bullish. So we get some sort of potential higher low, break of that swing high. I do think that that 30,094 level is to come. Why? Premium of the range, 3 swing highs here, relative equal highs. It looks like a perfect level for price to come in and trade into. Yeah, the only thing I'd be interested in here, chat, really is, hello all, what's up? Bastrades levels. Bass trades levels. I read that shit in Spanish. Bastrades. Yeah, the only thing I'd be interested here is invert of this 5-minute bullish gap that took out the swing high and traded into a you said LOL, what? Bass trades levels. Bass trades levels. I got you, brother. Sorry for butchering that. But yeah, the only thing I'd be really interested in is this 5-minute invert. Other than that, continuation here just doesn't I'm not really interested in. I'd be more interested in this to invert, come back lower out of the 4-hour gap, and yeah, if we can invert this with speed again on the 1 minute, that'd be something I'm interested in. Otherwise, not really liking anything for PM here. Oh, no, not the hello. No. Oh, no, I was reading Bass, and the TR kind of got stuck with the Bass. So I was like, Bastra, and then I realized it was trades. One second, chat. Be right back. 1 second. Just came back from taking a big piss. But yeah, let's see what we get here. I think that if we invert this 5-minute bullish gap here, we could see lower prices into again, the target would be the 2800 level. The low hanging fruit would be discount of the range, which would be these relative equal lows here in this up leg. So let's see. Other than that, not really interested in anything, honestly. If we rebalance that to trade higher, not really interested in that. Yeah, we'll see if we get that with speed here in the coming minutes. If not, if we don't get it by 12:40-ish, I'll probably call it a session. Or 12:35. If we don't get it by 12:35, I'm calling it. We tapped into this 15-minute gap entry here. Let's see if we retrace higher. Let's see where we reject. Do we reject this 5-minute invert here? And continue holding bearish order flow here. Yo, Logan, what's up, Logan? Bro, right? Crazy fucking push. Oh, okay. ABD. Yeah, I was like, what gap are you talking about? That makes sense. We'll see if we get a displacive couple of candles here on the 1 minute. If so, I would be interested in a short late into PM. It's 12:32. Again, if we don't get a setup here in the next 3 or so minutes, I am calling it. That would require a lot of speed here from MQ. Literally a fat 1 minute dump here. If we pop back up out of this 5 minute gap here, I'll more than likely call it here. Yeah, and we will run a giveaway today. We will run a giveaway. Book it. Should we save it for tomorrow? Yeah, kind of waiting here to see if we get a setup, which it's looking good so far, but don't know if we'll get it here or through Asia. Any chances market hits today's New York low next week? New York low. Next week, it's a possibility. I mean, New York low is pretty... It's essentially a level that I'd want to see us tap. But, yeah, I don't think it's far-fetched, honestly. Okay, this is good speed that I want to see. I just want to see us close outside of this 5-minute gap. If so, I'd be looking to take a stab here short into the close. We'll see if we invert this or reject it here with speed. You're in at 250. Fire entry. Yeah, that's good. Let's see. Yeah, if we invert this, we'll call it a session and look to not take anything. It could still play out, but by then market would be closed, and I'm not really a big fan of trading the last 20-15 minutes of market close. The swing high and premium there. Tested the bearish order block. Now let's see what price gives us here. especially the last 10 minutes. Yeah, facts. Last 10 minutes tend to be the very, very volatile. Yeah, with how price is reacting here, I do see us trading lower before we go higher. But the thing is, we'll market close before we get an entry, and that's something I kind of don't really like. Let's see if this is it. If this is it, be willing to try. Otherwise, if we continue higher, I probably will just walk away. I like the fact that if we get an entry here, the hourly would look very bearish. You're almost like getting a failure to go higher. There's 3 minutes or 4 minutes left on the 15-minute bar. There is yeah, if we bounce back up. Yeah, I think that's still play out. I think that's gonna be it for me. We're approaching the close here. I don't want to really I'm gonna hang around here. So long we hold this bearish gap and we displace lower. We get an entry in the next couple of minutes. Be willing to stab, but up all night to the sun. At this point, just stay till close. Yeah, I guess what I'm finding is breakfast is ready for me, so I'm kind of just here. I smell the food, but I also want to hang around here in case regardless if it sets up, I'll probably still take it. It's just a matter of whether I take it on stream or not. Kind of here just waiting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. It's already 43. I think that's it for me, chat. I think that's it for me. Cash today, very selective. I'm happy with my execution. Having none. We were in a range throughout the majority of our session. We displaced higher, which was part of our game plan. I mentioned that once possible scenario was if NQ taps to the bear's 4-hour gap and displaces lower while ES closes below the 4-hour, which that didn't happen. The 15-minute then displaces lower and gives me a change in structure, ideally before the 4-hour bullish gap touch. That was part of a scenario, right? Which is kind of what we're getting here currently. Now the only downside is that time is against us, right? I'll answer this last question and I'll call it. You said, dude, have you ever felt like very disappointed or just like you're not enjoying the whole thing even when you're profitable or something like that? Brother, 100%. I've been through those kind of waves and I think they're for sure on a mental note, right? Like I get to thinking sometimes, like I go through phases where this trading is boring. I don't care who tells you what, trading is boring. It's very mentally demanding, right? And you go through waves where you're just kind of in flow. You're kind of in the groove of things, and through those times, it's especially when I'm doing it, I'm like, what am I doing, right? Especially me, like I used to have a lot of free time. Now with the project, I still have decently free time, but I'm still working most of the day. So I go through these thought patterns of like, yeah, I was like, dude, is this something I want to do? But then kind of fizzle out of it. So yeah, I would say I have had those thoughts, and I think that it's normal, especially given that what we do, right? We stare at a screen all day with no one to talk to. It's boring. It's not fun. It's not stimulating. And I think that most traders find stimulation from trading from actually clicking buttons, right? So I think if you're feeling like that, I think it's in a way a good thing, because it means you're doing the right things. And I think that's, for me, that's kind of what I came to realize, is that it's not that something's wrong with me, or that it's not that I'm not enjoying it. It's the fact that I'm doing it right that is giving me these thought patterns, if I per se, right? Like, it's because it's super boring, and it's because it's very repetitive that you might be having those thoughts, right? So I would end it off there. Like, I think profitable trading is very boring, and it's not fun. It's not stimulating. Yes, it's boring when you gotta wait for hours, but that's part of the job. That's part of the job that you signed up for. And I think that if you understand that, you are years ahead of most people. It's just Notion. It's Notion, and yeah, just Notion. You're in shorts right now. What do you think about it? I think it's good. I think, yeah, I like it. I like shorts. Mindset of the Green Goblin. I'm up $30 one day. Until PM low. Until PM low. Yeah, an easy target would be that 140 level. Essentially, 140 level would be a nice target for PM. You're trailing 247 though, because I'm in heavy. That's tough. That's a tough stop, but it's valid. I would say that 1 minute swing high here is even more valid. It'd be you'd be trading outside the 5 minute gap. Be trading over a 1 minute swing high. But again, that is premium of the range. So if price wants to go up there, it still can, and you theoretically still wouldn't be in the wrong, right? So it's all decisions here. The stop would be assuming that you think this 1 minute bearish gap or bearish order block would hold, which is currently holding nicely, but we also are in a bullish 5 minute gap, right? Kind of want to see what the next minute gives us with the 1250 candle. -15 minute. What do you recommend? Because I need 300 for payout. Now I need like 1,200. Because I needed 300. I think if you're looking at payout, just close it out right now. Literally close it out. Close everything out. Come back tomorrow with a clear mind. If you're already thinking that way, you're setting yourself up for failure. Why lose the account? Why do stupid shit when you can come back tomorrow with a clear mind, lock in a winning day, and get the payout? Right? Like, don't think of that loss as like you're working backwards. But if you're already thinking like such, and you're in the trade, I would say close it, come back tomorrow, and with a clear mind, and do that. The moment you start thinking like, oh, I need this much, that much, is where you fuck up, and it's the initial start to a downward spiral. Okay, chat, this is it for me. I think I'm all done here. Yeah, I'm all done here. I'm all done here. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at Lomeli Trades, and code RAKE on every single firm will get you the best discount. Rake or RT. My guy, appreciate you, Ben. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching, and I'll be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'll see what Friday gives us. Yeah, that's it for me, chat. Bye, Icky Girly. Appreciate you. Later.